You better be in the house when them street lights come on. Ain't that what your mama used to tell you? But I bet you when she told you to stay out the streets, she had no idea that the YouTube streets would take over the world. Uncle Juice, public figure Boogie, Baby Down So Raw, Detroit Gossip, and the most dangerous voice in Detroit, Dawgface TV.
Bitch, I talk more shit than Dawgface.
They running shit from coast to coast. Welcome to the Danger Zone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. My name is Dawgface Calderon. This is Real Life Unfiltered, the podcast version of it. And today, do we start with ladies first when it comes to introducing people, or do we just make them last? Do we be haters? No.
Go ahead and be a hater. It's in your blood.
That girl Henny is in the building. Henny gang was happening. Put the butterflies in the air and put the Hennessy glasses on the. Oh.
Drop your butterflies and Henny glasses in the chat, Henny gang, and let them know you here. If y'all are still here.
Do you partake in the spirits?
Yes, I do.
I knew it. That explains everything.
A little whiskey.
Don't shock me at all. Your behavior is indicative of somebody who indulges themselves in the spirits.
I would have to indulge in spirits to deal with you.
Ruler, hey, listen, and in this corner, the heavyweight champ of the Midwest. If you're cruising for a bruising, you can get it by watching the Ruler Report. What's happening with you, brother?
What's good, Dawgface? What's going on? To the rest of the panel, shout out to everybody that's tapped in. Y'all already know what it is. Ruler Gang.
Ruler Gang's in the building. And listen, I'm introducing two new player alerts. I have two gentlemen, right, who have unique perspectives, who are not how do I get on your podcast, Dawgface? You can't be no bitch ass nigga. And you have to know how to articulate yourself. And you have to be unafraid. If you're afraid, don't even get your ass on. Go play on TikTok. Go play on motherfucker. Go play in the street. We cuss people out over here, don't we, Henny? Don't we?
All the way to the bone gristle.
Underdog is in the building. What happened with you, brother?
What up, baby?
That's all you got to say. Is that shit?
Hey, underdog in the building, man. Hey, I'm here to grow the game and put my perspective down, baby.
All right.
Don't pick on him because he's new here.
Everybody got to get it.
Underdog, you good. You ain't got to say much. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, hey, Face know I can hold my shit.
Damn, Henny.
Go ahead, say something.
You'd rather get at the bottom left-hand corner. So listen, this person right here, man, I became aware of him on Instagram. This is one of the most cerebral, one of the smartest mouth motherfuckers you ever gonna want to meet. Detroit Cavi in the business. What's the word with you, brother?
What up, though? Say less society. You know
say less. That's a shameless plug.
Say less society.
Are you plugging your own content already before we even get into the content?
So say less. Niggas know after you hear that say less, they know what come after that.
Yes,
it crash out coming after you. You know what I'm saying?
Immediately after. Hey, listen, man. Welcome to the show. It's been a while. It's all Henny's fault. I've been trying to come on and give you guys content, but Henny, you know what?
Whoa, you're not gonna lie on me. The Henny gang knows the truth because I be on time when I'm not live with you. It's your fault.
So I just said that we were supposed to give you guys more content. If it was not for Henny and her lack of being prompt and on time.
Lies and deceit. I was here before 8 p.m. Thank you very much. I was on time. I'm always on time.
I ain't talking about talking about yesterday when you supposed to come and do it, but you stood me up.
You never sent me the link. I don't want to hear it. You sent me the topics, but no link. And when you sent it to me, I was already live doing the pour up on official ThatGirlHenny, my channel. Make sure y'all come and check it out.
Doing the point. So let's get right into it. Hey, listen, we have a lot to talk about. Henny's trying to throw me under the bus like normal. So listen, we have a lot to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is that Young Miami is receiving a lot of criticism. I think I'm one of the first people on the national scale that said something about it and really who articulated what the problem I had with Spend That. I know she didn't write it. I know she's not responsible for creating the song, but I had a problem with the message. And the reason why I had a problem with the message is because of this. In the world that we live in now, we've had risky music since the beginning of time. I get it, right? But in the day that we're living in right now, with all this shit that we have been exposed to, right? I thought it was a bit inappropriate. I think Sexy Red is inappropriate. I think Cardi B is inappropriate. Look at Henny.
Keep going, because all I hear is women.
I think all them hoes inappropriate.
That's all we hear is women.
But listen, the whole rap community is inappropriate. How that sound to you?
That's better.
Okay,
that's better.
The niggas and the bitches.
Why they gotta be bitches though?
Wait, no.
Okay, you know what? I'm not even picky about that word. Keep going. Keep going. Right. Keep going, because I got a lot to say about this. Come on.
Donald Trump is president, and you mad at me for calling women bitches.
And then he's the biggest bitch of them all. But anyway.
Yes. So listen. So I talked about the impact that a song like Spend That had on the youth. And I said that the song was targeted towards young black men and young black boys and young black girls. We look at the dance, the Florida boy come up with the dance for Spend That, where he do a little gyrating ass shit got going on, right? So my thing was this. I saw 10, 11, 12-year-old kids dancing and singing the song word for word. And in my mind, so a lot of times we don't see the end result of what music can do or the impact that music can have on people. But when I saw Florida boy doing that dance, and behind him it was all young kids, 7, 8, 9 years old, boys and girls singing that song.
Don't you have that clip, dog?
Yeah, I do. Let me find the clip.
Yeah, pull that up, because I don't think a lot of people saw that. That's not on my page. You on my page.
Well, sorry.
Official ThatGirlHenny on IG.
The dry ass page off my screen.
My page ain't dry. Thank you very much. I've been on it for 2 weeks and I'm pushing up on 10K, which means it'll be monetized. Thank you. I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
I'm not knocking your hustle. You do be hustling. Let me find this shit. Because
but look though, if I can chime in.
You can.
I'm 34, right?
Right.
So I'm part of the generation who we was getting kicked out of school for wearing Jeezy the Snowman shirts to school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we gonna complain, so Young Miami made a song called Spend That, that's for scammers and boosters. And if I'm not mistaken, she come from that background. So hip hop has always been about telling these stories of where you come from. And if she's telling a story about where she come from, I don't understand why that's a problem when T.I., Young Jeezy, and 2 Chainz just made a record, and everybody said this was a hard-ass banging record. And these niggas is talking about selling dope, and they ain't sold dope in 25 years. And nobody had a negative thing to say about that shit. Jeezy know his impact on urban youth. T.I. know his impact on urban youth. And we've allowed them to amass hundreds of millions of dollars off of teaching young niggas how to sell dope. But then Young Miami come out with a song and say, Spend That shit, where she talking about boosting and scamming. Scamming been going on since the beginning of time. And I don't think it's fair to say that because she made a song about scamming and boosting, that this is just the worst shit we've ever heard, when every rapper, the most prominent music in rap has always been about selling dope. Up until lately, up until the 2020s, where the most prominent hip hop music is about killing niggas and making a song about it or disrespecting a grave. So I think if she made a song about scamming and stealing from multi-billion dollar corporations, I don't think that can compare to Young Jeezy, T.I. These niggas could have got on the song and said anything motivational or said, hey, I used to, but these niggas rapping like they still selling dope in 2026. And these niggas sleeping in multi-million dollar houses.
Oh, I completely and totally agree with you. I think we need to spread this shit around. That's what I think. I think we need to spread this shit around.
It say take a shot if you like
And
golden showers. I do.
That ain't it.
I
Well,
do
And
agree
black
with that
men,
as well, but I feel like it's not fair to make her the face of an ongoing issue that we've already had in this community, because the issue with rap and music and its influence goes way back. And if you think back, I remember Tupac was under fire for his lyrics, NWA, Two Live Crew. It's always been an issue that has gone on, but I think right now the state of the culture is in a highly sensitive space right now because of everything that's been going on. You've got the Karmelo Anthony trial that just happened. You've got people being hung all over the place. You've got all these racist killings that are happening. We have a lot of stuff that has put us in a high state of sensitivity. So there's a lot of people that feel like this is not what we want. We don't want the youth being influenced by this, and I get that. But the issue that I have with it is what we don't do is call out these same artists, whether it be a Young Miami, whether it be a Rick Ross, whether it be a Jay-Z. We don't call these artists out for the content that they put out, the lyrical content they put out. Like Cardi B, she's out here telling females to go and sleep with this dude, F this dude, and do all of this. And you talking about you don't cook and clean, but Offset showed you cooking and cleaning, and you're spitting out these lyrics while you're married. You see what I'm saying? So you giving a version of things to people while you live another. And so we can't act like music is not impressionable, but I don't feel that she should be the face of this cause.
black men are responsible for the current state of hip hop and the current state of the black community. So when we talk about the thing, like for example, right now, this is when we hear black women rap about this shit, it sounds like it's just taboo. But the thing that black women are rapping about right now, black men have been rapping about black women doing since hip hop, since the inception of hip hop. So black men have sensationalized whole culture. Black men have sensationalized pimping, stripping, dancing, fucking. Black men have sensationalized all of this shit. And now we only have a problem with it that black women are rapping about it. And I
Well,
feel like
there's
that's
been
a
a
bit
problem,
hypocritical.
Yeah, I
but
don't
there's
think
been a
100%.
problem since Little Kim. It's been a problem.
Yeah, I don't
She
think it's
was.
just a. I don't
Go
think
ahead.
it's a gender issue because the men was getting called out on it too. A few years ago, we was calling out Lil Durk and them about the drill music and stuff like that, and even like Jeezy and them was getting called out during the dope era, right? I just think right now she's the face of the call out. It's her turn. You know what I mean? I mean, it might not seem fair, but Sexy Red was getting called out before Young Miami was getting called out. So
That's
right
true.
now she has the most ignorant song out right now. I mean, you
I
know,
don't think it's ignorant. I think that shit I think it's kind of hard.
no, it's
But
catchy.
again,
It's catchy, but if we gonna look at it from a morality standpoint, she's singing and rapping
but
about people
it's nothing
scamming.
moral about rap music in general though. Unless you
Not-
going to like KRS-One, unless you going to like, it's nothing moral about rap music for real.
it took a shift though, and the shift started back in 2024 during the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef.
Oh,
So a lot of people began to call they called Drake out and a lot of other rappers, and that's why the song "Turn Your TV Off" had a deeper meaning than what people thought it was. Kendrick Lamar was really trying to end all of this like negative, quote unquote, according to him, trying to end a lot of this like ignorant music that was being sold and put out and pushed to the people, and try to shift back towards some of the stuff like you talking about where it made you think, thought provoking music. So when she comes on the backdrop of this, she's just receiving the backlash of something that was set in stone maybe 2 years ago. It was put in motion. So I'm not saying that
but
I don't hear it and I don't bob my head or I don't think it's catchy. But if if we're gonna critique it and really talk about it and talk about what the song is, just look at the lyrics.
yeah,
And
but like you just said though, you just said um damn, I was going somewhere with this. You just said in 2024, Kendrick talking about turn your TV off and da da da. But the thing we have to understand is when we talking about hip hop, the thing that we still rapping about to this day is things that the black community have experienced in for decades. So if we talking about everything we talking about in rap music something like I just said, Jeezy and T.I. just made a song about selling dope and having sold dope in 25 years. But for some reason, that shit still resonate with the black community today. Why is that? So before we get mad at the
Where y'all
Hold on.
at? Stuffing that in y'all bag. Just to flip it, pop some tags. Girl, going that go y'all bag. Spinach.
hey Dawgface, what you would have did to that little girl?
Y'all bag. Just to flip it, pop some tags. Girl, going that go y'all bag. Spinach shit.
Check your text, dog. I sent you the video.
But like you were saying about the Jeezy and T.I. thing, and I get it because I grew up on the Dope Boy rap, right? And that was the soundtrack of my life, right? But at the same time, T.I. and Jeezy don't have the same impact as they did once before. For one, because the game ain't what it used to be. You know what I mean? Like, so this song really is more fitting to the times of scamming because there's more scamming and shit going on right now than it is people out here really out here selling bricks. You know what I mean? So it's a different time. And I'm not saying that I'm against her. I'm not saying cancel her or turn the music off. I'm just kind of playing like devil's advocate as to why people have a reason with the song.
But I think if a black man had like for another example, right? Black women all across the diaspora. I'm talking about black women from Brazil. Any they all got some sort of dance where they shake their ass and move their hips, right? But we demonize black women for twerking. I think anytime it's something that comes to black American women, we always demonize it. And I'm not trying to like, be a pick me but I just feel like black women, whenever it comes to black women, we always demonize everything they do. Black women can, if a man would have made that song, like it sound like some 4-2 Doug type shit, right? If 4-2 Doug would have rapped that shit, I don't think we would be having the same conversation about it right now as we would have been having.
I'm gonna say this. I think, like, for real, we really need to get off into like the mentality that's behind it, like what produced it, what created it, what made her come like this, and it's always circumstances when it comes to that, right? I look at Miami as an underdog for real. Like, I don't buy no female album. I don't listen to no female album, but if I'm with my woman or whatever, and she playing it, did I get a chance to hear some of it, right? But I will say that I don't think we really it's appropriate for us to try to really dissect. No, don't get me wrong. When we do dissect, we're going to be able to find something that's hypocritical, something that's biased, something that's demoralizing, and all that good stuff, right? We're gonna be able to find like, yeah, that's a ratchet ass song all motherfucking day. We can't, hands down, right? But at the end of the day, where that shit come from? That come from, one, to me, a person who didn't bounce back from something. Like she was broke all the way down, bro. Like her motherfucking right hand man, JT motherfucking raggedy ass, fucked her spirit up, had her in the shell. You know what I mean? And she tried to get back to herself. Now, we got so many people, man, so many artists, so many pastors. We got that they take the condition of the environment and they make something out of it. That's all they did. Like Young Thug was a fag ass nigga. Look where he at now. He done rose all the way up and fell all the way down, but the nigga had a dress on. But that nigga got millions though, right? So for the sake of a person meeting their goals, they create this shit, man. It come from a mentality. You like she can say what you want to say, but call me rich now, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that other shit. And that's what she needed. She needed to get herself back in the game. You know what I'm saying? Back in the game. And this is a raw and uncut version of it. Females can say, just like some females, right? All these bitches be hoeing. But you got a female that hold the right way, and every nigga want her though. But you got a female that's doing it raw and uncut. Oh, I ain't fucking that nasty ass. But the other, all this shit hoeing. You know what I mean? So, I just know.
But I look at how many black men we done lost though. Like when you look at, like for example, you look at Julio Fulio that lost his life at the hands of like dissing niggas for the sake of becoming a millionaire. When you look at King Von and all the niggas that died around him for the sake of clout, when you look at all of these niggas that's dying for hip hop, and then for us to ignore all that shit when niggas could have put their arms around all these young black men that died, and for us to say, yo, this is the worst song we heard. Julio Fulio made a song where he went to niggas' grave and held up pictures of dead niggas. You know what I'm saying? You got one rapper who was, I forgot the nigga name, he was on Vlad. He took a picture in a puddle of blood of the niggas he shot. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that young Miami rapping about scamming and boosting, if that's the lifestyle she come from, I think it's a bit hypocritical for us as, and the thing about it is we can say, like I heard y'all say, oh, they was trying to stop Jeezy from rapping. They was trying to stop the NWA for rapping. But black people fought for them niggas to still have a voice though. We
And it
can't
was
say that
wrong.
they tried to stop. I mean, was NWA wrong if they was
Yes,
rapping
they
about
were
where they
wrong.
came from?
Well, see, that's the whole thing. We got to stop that excuse of where they came from
But we
because
love
they're
the
not
Godfather
there
though. But we
anymore.
love the Godfather.
Hold on, Copy. Go ahead, Henny.
They're not there anymore. And the problem is they get out of those situations and continue to fuel the youth that they left behind. I heard someone say, Young Miami did what she had to do to come up out of where she was at. And now she put her kids in a better situation. But what about the kids that she's influencing now? See, it's not just about her. The problem is this is what rappers do. Not too long ago, we were up here and we were talking about how there was this whole fuck the streets movement that was going on. But the same people who are screaming that are the very people who are depicting that in their lyrics and eating off of that lifestyle just for them to be able to afford a lifestyle that they have now. So this has to stop because it's glorifying something that we're trying to get out of. Granted, people they have records, so they can't do this and they can't do that. But there are people who find their way out of the struggle without having to go back into a life of crime or continue a life of crime. And that's a fact. There are very few that are unable to do something with themselves. So for me, as a mother, I did not allow my children when my girls were coming up, they weren't listening to the Sexy Reds and the this one and that because I wasn't listening to it when they were around. I had to take responsibility for my children. They are influential. And no matter what it is, just because that's where you came from, why don't you rap about how you got to where you are? When you first come out, you're telling a story of your environment. You're telling a story of how you were coming up. Why not tell the story of how to come up and keep coming up? Like rappers have to expire after a while is how I feel. And it shouldn't still be an excuse that this is where they came from and what they're talking about when they're living in a multi-million-dollar mansion wearing name brand shit everywhere.
Okay, so watch this. So this is the video that set me off. I think I was probably the first person on a national platform on Vlad. I think I did. And I really criticized. This is the video that set me off, just so we're on the same page. This is what got me. Okay, so watch this. So that is the video that really sent shockwaves up my spine. Let me tell you why. I'm going to be brief. I ain't going to hold y'all up. So listen, as raw and uncut as I am, I still operate from a level of consciousness that people who know me know I operate from, right? Behind that young man, that's Florida boy, by the way. Behind that young man are children who look to be about 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. The power of music. These young kids, music had. So listen, let me just say this first. Let me back up a second. Am I saying that Young Miami has created the worst song ever? That's going to have the most negative impact on black? No, absolutely not. Sexy Red did that when she put out her lip gloss line.
Hell no.
Her lip gloss line aimed at young black girls. The flavors are
STDs,
chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, right? And they're targeting that at black people. So we know white people will love to white people will allow us to. It's a matter of race, right? When it comes to the overall controls of this shit, right? Because these niggas are getting permission from and they are being endorsed, and there are dollars being put behind people who want to exemplify the most negative aspect of what it means to be black. So we're gonna put that over there. We know that the white American don't give a fuck about us, nor do we expect them to. Let me put that over there. But as conscious black people, right? I said, well, is it her responsibility to teach and raise and train your kids not to do what she's saying do on that song? We know that black people, we put our entertainers, our athletes on pedestals. And we in the impact and influence of entertainers and athletes, they're more influential than the impact of the households that these kids come from. That video right there is the video that set me off, Cavi. That video where this young man was dancing and singing that song, where are my scamming ass niggas at? Where are my boosting ass niggas at? And the kids behind him.
Can I ask you a question, though, dog?
Are not even teenagers. Go ahead.
How many kids could have got there without their parents bringing them to that video?
Oh, we ain't even talked about that yet. Forgive me if you think that we gonna not talk about them bitch ass parents.
Wasn't that a school function?
Every song got to have a parental advisory on it. If it got profanity, if it's rated R, it have to have a parental advisory. So if you know that a grown man, for one, okay, so we gonna talk about Dog who did the dance in front of the kids.
Right.
That was some bitch ass shit. Because at no point should you ever stand in front of a bunch, and that's the problem with this content shit is niggas chase the virality more than they chase morality. Niggas lose all their morals just to get a couple million views, and those couple million views, if we speaking the truth, those couple million views don't land you nowhere. So you chasing a couple million views, that's some hoe ass shit to poison our youth. But at the same time, it should have been enough parents in that fucking audience to be like, you know what? I'm not about to let this nigga exploit my kid for a couple million views, because at the end of the day, that sensation is gonna die. It's not gonna last forever. Like in a couple months, we're not even gonna be talking about that Spend That Shit song no more. It's not a timeless song. It's just a song that's good for now. But it wasn't not one parent in that crowd that was like, you know what? I'm not gonna fuck. Because me as a parent, I got 6 kids. I wouldn't have fucking let my kids go to that video shoot and dance behind no grown man talking about Spend That Shit. I just wouldn't have did that. My kids listen to fucking pop music and bullshit that I don't even fucking know what the fuck. My kids listen to K-pop and my oldest daughter listened to the Temptation. I put her on Temptations and country music. So my kids don't even know, you know what I'm saying? But as a grown man, as a parent, I would have took my daughter to school or my son to school knowing that this nigga was gonna be dancing in front of my kids talking about Spend That Shit. Because now me and you gonna have a problem at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Henny?
But that's why I had said when I was talking about the music, that's why I mentioned the responsibility of a parent when I was speaking, because my daughters were not listening to Sexy Red. They were not listening to Megan Thee Stallion. They were not listening to Cardi B. They weren't listening to that. My daughters listen, especially my youngest, who's about to be 18. She listens to 90s rap. She listens to Biggie and Tupac and R&B, and she knows Lenny. She knows old school stuff. Okay,
Biggie a little wild though.
Biggie isn't, but you hear what I'm saying. She's 8. She's about to be 18.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there. I tried to be as responsible as I could as a parent with what my children were ingesting, because I didn't want them to be. Does that mean that they weren't exposed? I mean, they went to school. I'm sure that they heard it from other kids, but it wasn't coming from my household. You understand what I'm saying? So parents do have a responsibility with this as well. And 9 times out of 10, if this was a Florida school, and I hate to say it, just like it would be if it was a New York school or a Detroit school or an Atlanta school, if the artist is from where they're from, they're going to allow their kids to do it. They're going to allow their kids to be there singing, dancing, and all of that to this performer. And it does take a toll on the community when the parents are not being responsible over their children as well. So yeah, that's definitely something we can't skip over.
I want you to forgive me for not articulating the fact that it is their parents' responsibility to govern their children as best as they possibly can. Although we're living in an intention society now. The society we live in now is called it's an attention economy, where parents are in competition we're in competition for the influence over the kids that we create. We're competing with the schools. Our kids are in school for 8 hours a day. We don't know what the fuck they learn in school. We don't know if Bobby got 2 daddies and Cindy got 2 mommies. We don't know what the fuck going on in school, right? So we're in competition with the school. Kids are in school. They're in school and awoke more than they're at home doing school time, right? That's number one. Number two, we're competing with the internet, social media. right? We're competing with, so social media is different from YouTube. We're competing, we're in competition with YouTube. And then we're in competition for all the other things that happen in our environments, in our neighborhoods. And we're competing for the attention of our kids. So I am never saying that it is somebody else's responsibility first, other than the parents. But I am saying that as a society, as a people living in this society, it is hard for you to point out what somebody else is doing to us, the systematic things that are happening to us that we say are aimed at holding us back or holding us down. It's hard for you to rationalize that, complain about that. But then at the same time, the people who are at the forefront, the people who our kids look up to as stars, they're giving us the worst possible depictions of what it means to be black.
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a minute though. Can you find a country song equivalent to Spend That Shit?
Yes.
Can you find a country song equivalent to some King? Probably not the King Von shit, but you could find other music that's equivalent. The verbiage is a little different. These niggas not gonna say what we saying because they don't come from where we come from. But it's a little bit of like, I think across the board, every genre of music, maybe minus gospel, minus jazz, maybe we all kind of talk about what's going on in our community or in our, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like
I'm not saying
fighting that social media influence. That's like one of the greatest fights in the world right now, as far as the kids is concerned, right? And like we can talk about like all that little stuff, right? But as far as like it's like we attract that which we are. Like when Miami put that song out, that's a poisonous song. But like, you know, to put the responsibility where it's responsibility supposed to be at you're right, it is the parents, but the parents are poison. So it's like everybody is in the place that they're supposed to be. We attract that which we are. That poisonous song attracted poison-ass people. Now watch this. If you need to be around money getters, you need to get around money getters, right? Yeah. You know, it attract that which it is. You know what I mean? So like she put the science down really to actually, you know, to lay it down at that point to where it has the influence that it has. But yeah, everybody there is guilty. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if we need 1 million killers over here and 1 million killers come over here, they're where they're supposed to be. If we have, and I don't mean to get on this subject here, but if we have a bunch of homosexuals all over here, they're where they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Now, when you start mixing that up, you know, then that's where the problem comes in at. But like Henny say, Henny is one of the responsible ones, because how do you break that cycle? You break that cycle, right? Like we can't control that which we can't control. We have to control ourselves. You know what I mean? We only can control what we can't control. So therefore, she took the responsibility to control her household. That's all she can do. She can't control all them people that popped up for that poison event. You know what I mean? And that's where it always starts. It starts in your house. Hell no, my son ain't gonna be there. Hell no, my daughter ain't gonna be there. You know what I mean? And that's just me taking responsibility. But at the end of the day, that's all I can do. Control what's under my control.
Ruler report.
But you know what?
Let Ruler Report chime in.
I was gonna say though, like, you know, and I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna try to be quick with it. But I can recall a time where like Too Short. I'm old, like I'll be 47 next week. But I can remember like Too Short and like NWA and Eazy-E and them was music that I was sneaking listening to up under my bed. Now, if my mom caught me, it was gonna be hell to pay. But I was sneaking and listening to it. But the difference is that, for one, my parents wasn't brought up on that kind of music, so they wasn't endorsing that. Two, my school wasn't never gonna have us at the school dance doing the dance to anything Too Short or anybody like that was saying. But the other difference is that these parents was raised up on this music, so they've accepted the music, and now this is what they listen to when they ride around with their kids. So now this is the music that the kids is listening to. So I don't know how we rectify the situation, but I mean, I'm with y'all. I definitely wouldn't allow my kids, even if I listen to the music, I wouldn't allow my kids to be at that dance. You know what I mean? Filming them dancing with that dude to this music. Them was little kids. We wasn't talking about teenagers. Right. Some of them kids was like 6, 7 years old.
Learning the poison way.
But the thing
So
is,
let me say this. First of all, do not disrespect 47 like that and say old. Okay, I'm already 47 and I look damn good. Okay, we're not doing that. We still young. I know you're not talking about no damn over there in that corner. But anyway, what I was gonna say is a couple things. Number one, I wanted to say, even though you can't control what was going on at that school, once you found out what was going on at that school, I'd have been at that school. You understand? A responsible parent, a parent who doesn't play that about their children, is going to be at that school complaining, making noise, because I don't want my child exposed to that type of influence. That's not what we do in our home. I do agree that a lot of the parents now are parents who grew up on music, that the TIs, the Jeezys, the Mob Deeps, the whatever, they grew up on that. But at the same time, if you have a moral compass that's been instilled in you, this is where this conversation takes a turn. Because a lot of us had some type of adult figure in our life that had a moral compass that instilled it in us. So as we grew and we started having our families, that moral compass is still there. You teach your children, and this is not happening in a lot of homes, and it's a conversation that needs to be had, where women are not teaching their daughters to be young ladies. They're not taking the time to teach them what it means to be a woman, where men are not in the household, or they're not there to be able to teach this young man how to be a boy. There's no male figure there. So at the end of the day, that's what's missing in our community right now, is a moral compass that sets the foundation for how you're going to run and structure your household. There's no way. As a child, I listened to the same NWA that you did. I knew word for word. To this day, I know the lyrics to quite a few NWA songs that I shocked myself with. But I wasn't allowed to listen to that. When my mother found it, she got rid of it. I went and dubbed it multiple times and hid it so I could still listen. But that didn't mean I was going out here turning into one of them girls, because I had a moral compass. So where do we start stepping in, since people can control their households, right? As a community, how do we step in and help instill a compass in a child who may not have one being instilled to them at home?
Detroit Cavy, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Whose responsibility is it in the Black community to create and then implement some type of plan or standard that could hopefully get us back to some sense of normalcy in terms of loving ourselves, respecting ourselves? Whose responsibility are we so far removed from being connected as a group that none of us can say anything about anything anybody does? At least we be called haters, or at least we be called out of touch with the reality of our circumstance. Do we? Because in my mind, this is what I'm telling you. I think we are doomed as a people.
Man.
This is me.
I don't think we doomed as a people. This is the problem. This is what I think the problem is, and I could be wrong. I've only been alive 34 years. Poverty is always going to exist. Poverty is in America. Poverty is always going to be a slave class in America, whether it be white, whether it be black. Poverty is always going to exist. And as long as poverty exists, there's always going to be someone who talks about poverty, or who talks about what it takes to overcome poverty or to get through poverty. So if we're not going to eliminate poverty, is no way that we're going to eliminate the music. It's no way we're going to eliminate the lifestyle. But what I do think is, there are some people, like when you look at Detroit, right, and you look at New Era Detroit, Zeke from New Era Detroit, and when you look at what he doing in his community, when you look at like it's different movements within Black communities, everybody's not going to make it out. And I think we become so obsessed with trying to save everybody and trying to make sure everybody can make it out. Everybody's not going to make it out. Some people are going to fail.
Watch this. What you just said was biblical. Everybody's not going to make it to the hereafter. The Bible, the Injil, the Torah, the Talmud, the Holy Quran, they all say that everybody's not going to make it. There's not enough room for everybody to make it. So my question to you, and I'm gonna stick with you again. When we say nothing, we are criticized. When we don't challenge, when the people who are in positions of power and influence, when they say nothing about things that it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that something is poisonous or at least not healthy. We don't even want to use the P word, right? Something is not healthy. I think that Young Miami, this is why I'm critical of her. You was just with Diddy. You just sold your soul to get a song on Revolt. I mean, to get a show on Revolt. That was Diddy doing that. You and Diddy wasn't fucking. Y'all wasn't in no relationship, Young Miami. Young Miami, Diddy used you to make himself seem normal. That was a staged relationship. She wasn't fucking with that nigga for real. He used her. He bought her. And one of the things that he used as currency was giving her a show on Revolt. What? No, and like somebody just said, I can't remember who said it. Young Miami was on her knuckles.
Man.
Her and JT broke up. The quality control shit wasn't going nowhere. And she was on her motherfucking knuckles. So Diddy brought her back up and put her on the screen. And everything she did on that screen with that show, with that, hey, Carisha, please shit, was just as ridiculous as Spend That. So my thing is, you were with Diddy at the tail end of his motherfucking debauchery. You were in a relationship with this motherfucking fool, this demon ass nigga. She don't mind. Listen, Young Miami don't have no qualms with selling her soul for a penny. She sold her soul to Diddy to make a motherfucker believe that he was a normal motherfucker. She sold her soul for money. And then now she didn't write Spend That. Jay White, I've talked to Jay White. Jay White watches our show. Jay White is the producer of the song, right? Man, listen. Should she have thought about the impact of the song, Kavi? Or should she just have it's a song. If you're stupid enough to fall into it, that's on you. It's a hit. Should the people at the forefront of entertainment, people who are supposed to be role models, should they think about how what they do is going to affect us as a whole, or should they say, fuck it, it's all about me, fuck you, I don't care how what I do affects or impacts you, as long as I can make $1 off of it? Which one is it?
So if I'm gonna make this music, right?
Yes, sir.
If I'm gonna make a song saying where my scamming ass niggas at and my boosting ass niggas at,
yeah.
If scamming niggas and boosting niggas or scamming niggas and boosting bitches don't exist, it's nobody to play the song. It's nobody to listen to the song. If I make a song and I say where my scamming ass niggas and where my boosting ass, Kodak Black been rapping about scamming since he been rapping. Every fucking song Kodak Black make, he rapping about scamming, and nobody mentioned it at all. So if we gonna talk about should she do it or should she not, you gotta first understand, is it an audience for it? Is it an audience for the scammers?
It's always an audience for the stupid, ignorant shit that niggas do and say.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because listen. So the reason why I don't mind having this conversation, and I'm gonna let Ruler Report chime in. The reason why I don't mind having this conversation is because of this. Based on this one song, we're having a conversation of greater magnitude about entertainment as a whole and about how we treat ourselves and how we miseducate and mislead ourselves. Spend That don't have nothing to do with a white man. Spend That don't have nothing to do with Donald Trump. It don't have shit to do with Charlie Kirk. It don't have nothing to do with what happened with Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Spend That is in the commentary, because you don't see white people complaining about Spend That.
No,
Of course not.
They don't know what it means.
Yeah, but
you got old white people singing that song. There was an old white man on my timeline today that was singing Spend That.
They know it's designed to break down their community. They know that.
They know that. But listen, here's the whole thing is, listen. So let's the fact that we're having this conversation like this, it is a healthy conversation, because now you have the most important part of urban entertainment is podcasting now. You have more young adolescent young black boys and girls who pay attention to podcasting than they do rappers and singers nowadays. So this conversation is healthy insofar as we're having the conversation about the appropriateness or lack of about this song. and it's just Young Miami turn. I don't think that we're raining on Young Miami's parade any more than we rained on anybody else's parade for doing ass backwards, negative ass shit. It's just her turn because she has a hit record. She's lucky. She's lucky that we're talking about her. We're only talking about her because she got the hottest fucking song in the country that's charting, period. So what I want to say is this. Black people. It's black people complaining about the song without any guidance from normally niggas be wait till white man say something before they start complaining. It is black people saying, hey, now, sister. Whoa, record labels. This song is an example of everything what C. Dolores Tucker was talking about 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
This song is an example of just how fucked up we are as a people.
Right.
That we come on
it's
now.
The mirror.
Hey, watch this though, right? Hey, you're absolutely right? Because what we have to accept is that the fuckery in this world is evolving. That shit going up. So, like, I forgot what one of you beautiful people said that this is going to phase out. It is, and it's going to phase out when the next
one
level, when the next level of fuckery come out, and that's going to have to be in an elevated form. So we all bent out of shape about this, but that next one is going to be an ugly motherfucker too. Believe that, and it's going to keep coming like this.
I wanted to answer your question that you had asked a few minutes ago about artists taking a moment to say, maybe I shouldn't do that. For years, we've allowed the artist to say, I'm not a role model. It's not my job. I'm not a role model. Yet these artists, these athletes, these movie stars, they end up on our kids' walls. They end up being the people that our kids end up looking up to. So whether they want the responsibility of being a role model or not, they are. And I think because they're in that position, there should be some thoughts to what's being put out there. We have to become more conscious, and we can't blame it on poverty, because back in the 70s and back in the 80s, even during the crack era in the early 90s, there was still a sense of self-love, self-respect that was still going on. But it has deteriorated. As we've evolved, like he said, each one evolved to a higher plateau. The next one, it got worse and worse and worse. We started off, now let's since we're talking about Young Miami, we started off with a little Kim, right? And I love Kim. I'm part of the original Queen Bee. Don't come for it. Anyway, Kim, we started off with Kim. Now we've evolved and we have Megan. We have Cardi. We've got Sexy Red. We've got it. Keeps getting bigger.
You know what
and I think right now we're noticing the mistakes of what was made back when they were protesting against this kind of content. When NWA came out, I remember when they came out. That's when hip hop took a total turn to a whole nother era, because here came gangster rap introducing something else. Then you had 2 Live Crew and they brought something else into, so it just got, and then it went from that to the trap music, then it went to the drill music, and now here we are. So I think right now it's the mirror, like you're saying, it's the mirror being held up to us, and we don't like what we see. So now we speaking out on it, but I still stand firm on she shouldn't be the face. However, she is the face because of where her song has elevated to at this particular point in time. So yeah,
you know what we gotta mention though. Go ahead, Underdog.
So she's a content creator just like we are. You know what I mean? Music and entertainment, it's all content at this time, right?
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day, anything that we say, even what we're saying tonight, somebody's gonna take it and they're gonna critique it. So I'm saying that to say that she's the voice behind the song, regardless if she wrote it. You know, we know she didn't produce it, but regardless if she wrote it or not. So I agree with what everybody's saying. It is her turn, and it will be somebody else to come after her to get the same type of treatment and the scrutiny based off of the song. The issue is that because we're looking at the kids dancing and listening to, because I think that's really what we're saying. I don't think we really care if the adults is listening to this music. We're talking about the youth, right?
Yeah.
The sad part about it is that we could provide the youth with a alternative Just like I could talk about different type of content. I can go talk about some positive stuff, some uplifting stuff for the community. But if they provided the kids with the alternative of a different type of music that's positive and uplifting, they're not going to listen to it. And that's the sad reality of it. Like, we can talk about her all night and talk about how destructive this type of music is for the community. But if we placed something in front of them that was more positive and uplifting, they're not going to listen to it.
Why?
But this is the thing when it comes to that.
If the kids have listen, you had kids 6, 7, 8 years old, and you put Spend That in front of them, right? What does it say about the parenting? What does it say about the community as a whole?
And that's what I was about to say.
Come on with it.
So the kids are the ones running. So when you look at like the new artists that come out, right? Nobody is signing. When Jay-Z first came out, nobody wanted to sign Jay-Z because he was 26 and they thought he was too old, right? When T.I. first came out, T.I. was 21, 22. We taking the kids and we putting them in these powers of position. Nobody gonna sign a 35-year-old rapper that's rapping about conscience shit and building his community. But they gonna sign a 22-year-old rapper, a 20-year-old rapper, a 19. NBA YoungBoy got signed when he was 16, and all he was rapping about was killing niggas. So when we talk about this, we gotta understand that the youth is the motherfuckers that run the community right now. The youth is the ones that run the community.
Go ahead, Reese.
Watch this, bro. Watch this. Let's go. Like, we can never ever get off the parenting. We can never ever get off that. Right now, we start to get off into this. We try to put a responsibility on the youth that they are not able to hold. Now, watch this. Right, you got your babies. We all probably got a kid or two, right? And Coco Melon, they love it. You know, count to 1 to 10, so happy. Learn the ABC, so happy, right? And that's all they want to see, 24/7. But then the parents lose them kids. When they lose them, when they no longer want that product, they don't want that product. When they start getting off into liking stuff outside of what a kid should want, then that means that the parents have dropped the ball and have allowed them to start absorbing some adult shit. That's when the fuckery started getting up. So now that mentality, so now they don't want to hear Coco Melon no more. They don't want to see Dave and Ava, all this learning shit that they were so intrigued by.
They ain't no Gracie Corner.
Hell no. Yeah, all that shit is...
My son 9 and he still love Paw Patrol. My son
all
9.
that shit...
That's your household.
Don't be wrong, that Gracie's Corner, we like it because she's black, but she still is...
programming.
Tiptoeing them over...
Miss Mika be talking. See, the thing is, and another thing we got to realize is every household is not compatible with your household. So we start letting our kids have friends, and we start letting our kids go over their cut. Like, if I got a brother and he got kids my age, but I know he raised his kids different than I raised my kids can't go spend the night at Uncle's house because you got some shit going on that I don't got going on.
But they can come over your house, right?
No. Because you got shit going on that I don't got going on.
See, now you dropping the ball because, yeah, it may be ugly over your brother's house, but when them kids come to your house, your program is your program. And if your program is clean, then you have exposed them to what is clean. And that's what they're going to need to even have the ability to compare, to offset the garbage.
I got to agree with you. Because that same mentality, when I was a kid, is what... But that same mentality is what was getting, and it's a whole nother subject. But that mentality is what was getting my sisters molested when we was kids because my mama thought, oh, it's safe over here, so let the kids come over here. But then them kids bringing their garbage into our house, and now we exposed to it's Coco Melon in the daytime, but when them lights cut off and we all got to go to bed and we got to sleep in the same room, then there's bullshit going on. So to alleviate all that.
That's a problem.
100%. So to alleviate all of that, we ain't spending no nights. You can't spend the night over here. We ain't spending the night over there. We gonna have fun in the daytime.
That's you making your job easy. I get it.
I got a question. I want to start. Listen. So listen, I have children who are children. All that. Listen, and I don't give a fuck. My daughters ain't going to spend the night over nan nigga house. I don't get it. I am so distrustful.
Me too.
listen. I'm so distrustful and so suspicious. I have watched too many scary movies growing up. I'm old, right? I watched Lifetime, Crazy Ass Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? My kids, and listen, listen. So lessons as a people. We're talking about black people, right? So I want to touch on two subjects. Then I'm gonna jump on that, right? So it's the unchecked decline of black civility, right? You can't say anything to me. The whole village principle, it takes a village to that shit over with, right? Yes. You can't say anything to anybody's kid, least you be considered whatever, right? That's number one. When you talk about the labels, the same, we know for a fact that these labels who put money behind the most negative shit that a nigga can say about a nigga, those same labels, they would not let them same niggas say anything about Jews, or any other so-called protected group. They would shut that shit down. They wouldn't distribute that shit, right? So we know that there's a hand in terms of people wanting to push and promote the most negative aspects of what it means to be black. But what I'm gonna say to you is this: I think, and then we're gonna move on, right? I think the one thing that we have touched on that is like which is the score of this. You have to safeguard your household. You have to police your household. You have to be aware. You can't just simply turn a blind eye and shit no more. As a parent, and we all are parents, man, listen, we got to be like this.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like how you walking in the house.
I think listen, black people are distrustful of other black people like a motherfucker. Listen, whenever I see my kids playing with somebody, so my kids live in a predominantly white neighborhood. So I'll be like this.
Mine too.
I'll be like, what's up with them crackers?
Yeah.
That's right.
What's up with them crackers?
Hey, I built up my backyard so they ain't even got to play with nobody else.
Hey, listen. So the whole thing is, if we don't start to govern ourselves, if there's not a collective, if there's not a mind state that starts to build amongst thinking, reasonable-minded people of color, black people, who gonna change our circumstance for us? There's nobody from outside of our gonna come.
Ain't no Messiah coming.
Yeah, there's nobody from outside of our culture gonna come in and demand a change in the music that we digest and listen to. So the whole thing is we have to be our own saviors. But if you're talking about something like this, and you're criticized as being a hypocrite, or you're criticized as being somebody who's out of touch or out of sync with, hey, listen, this shit ain't complicated. That's some bullshit. And I think by saying it's some bullshit, oh, you ain't saying that about NWA. Well, goddamn it, we saying it now. So because we didn't say nothing about that shit back then, we can just continue to allow this shit to go down.
No,
saying nothing.
Hey, I said something because we have evolved.
But the whole thing is, listen. So I agree with everybody, but listen, at some point, when we talk about all the different problems that exist inside the black community, from the crime to all the other degenerate ass behavior that goes on inside the black community, fuck white America as a whole. There's nobody coming to save us. There has to be collective. And you said something, Kavi. You said, hey, listen, everybody ain't gonna make it. So the people who we have identified as the ones who not gonna make it, we have to separate ourselves from the people. And like you say, if I spot some shit in my brother's house I don't like, my kids, I can go over there because I'm old enough to be able to differentiate between, right? I still talk to my brother. I still talk, hey nephew, hey niece. But the shit I can love my brother, but understand the shit you got going on in your household, that shit is a cancer, and I'm not gonna let you bring that shit over here. So your little raggedy ass, bitch ass kids can't come over here.
That's a fact.
And my kids ain't going over there with that motherfucking jail, that young prison that you running over there. Because my niece and nephew going to jail.
Yeah.
They just ain't got there yet. They on the way right now. So my thing is, as a people, there's nobody coming to save us. We have to start to learn how to self-police ourselves, or we in trouble. And I'm a firm believer that you can't be talking about what the white man is doing, but then you doing that plus 10 and you ain't checking it. We can talk about the shit that happens to us from people outside of our community, but we don't complain about the shit that we do to ourselves, and we don't try to check it. This conversation, it will do nothing for young Miami. It's not gonna stop her money. It's not gonna stop her bookings. It's not gonna stop anything. For one, them kids in that school, I think we all can agree. Who let that nigga in there to do that dance in front of them babies?
Them parents should have been outside ready to whoop his ass. Bitch, you gonna come in here and spin that shit in front of. Listen, I got 4 sons. My 2 oldest sons is 8, getting ready to be 9. They still watching Paw Patrol. My sons can't rap one rap song. They don't know no rap lyrics. My sons is still playing make believe and all. They still playing with dinosaur toys and shit. Them parents should have been outside ready to whoop his ass the moment they found out that's what he planned on doing.
It happened in the school, Cavi. So what was going on? See, listen, I told you that we're in an attention economy, and we're competing for the attention of our own kids. And I just fucked up. Listen, the schools, our kids are in school for 8 hours a day, right?
Right.
We don't know what this. That is I don't think that the parents of all those kids knew what was happening in that school. I don't think that them parents were told or were informed that Florida boy gonna come in here and gyrate his hips in front of 5, 6, 7.
And they should, when they found out, they should have been ready to riot. They should have been ready to burn.
Exactly, and that's what I said. They should have been. Once you find out that something is going on at the school that's inappropriate, that was inappropriate. 100%. He should have never been up there singing that song, teaching that dance. No, none of that. But let me back that up for a second, because those kids didn't learn that song from him that day.
No, they didn't.
But they were hearing that song prior to. So you really can't expect those parents who are probably riding down the street, blasting the music, singing it loud, singing it with their kid, teaching their kid to dance and all of that stuff. You can't expect them to come up to that school and protest against what happened when they're a part of. They're complacent to it.
Them kids know that, though. You got to know that there were parents that did not agree with that.
Oh yeah, but they kids still went to school that day.
But did they kids still go to school? They kids out there shit, like you ain't participating in that.
You got like a full school.
Huh? There was some kids that was there. Like whose parents probably called to school. Like, hey, what's this?
Look, my daughter, my oldest daughter, 13. She came home from school a few times, right? From seeing me on the internet, her friends and these moms would tell their daughters, "Oh, tell your friend her daddy fine." And my daughter come home like, ew, my friend said her mom said this. And I got to shut that shit down right away. Hey, yo, that ain't a conversation. Stay away from her. What's her mama name so I can block her? Like,
right.
It starts from one, for us parenting our kids. And then it starts from us, just like I said earlier. If my brother got some fuck shit going on at his house, I love you to death. You Underdog said that's making my job easier. No, it's making my kids' life easier. Because now when y'all come home, I don't have to, decompress y'all or decompress nephew from what he got going on because my brother got a baby mama.
I got a question for you. Are you saying that we as a people, because of the problems that we have and because of the root cause of the problems that we have, are you saying that we need to make decisions about who we allow our children to be around, even if those decisions cause them not to be able to play with their little cousins?
Yes, 100%. Rule of 110%.
You agree with that?
110%. If my niece and my daughter the same age, and my niece on some fucked up shit, then yeah, no, her and my daughter don't need to play together. If my daughter playing with Barbie dolls,
watch this though, right? Have you ever had a bad kid, right? And your kid, let's call your kid the good kid, right? So have you ever had a bad kid that, everybody talking about this kid's so bad, but when you bring that kid over to your good kid, that kid is at a sense of peace and he or she is absorbing all of their goodness that you are putting into your child. But have you ever seen that? I know sometimes, right? Sometimes it's going to be a situation where it's like, man, she trying to make my daughter fucked up like she is. There's also going to be times where that child be at peace. And like, damn, this is some kiddie shit over here.
But should I risk all the goodness that I'm putting into my kids for the sake of?
Your discretion is your shit, bro. You
stay the fuck where y'all at.
Yeah, I'm with
Ain't where
Cabby
y'all
on
at?
that. I
Ain't
ain't
where
bringing
y'all
that
at?
around. If I can control that, I'm not bringing that
My
around. I mean,
daughters is
I hate
playing
it for
with
your kid,
ponies
but
and shit.
somebody else gotta be
Yeah.
that person. I need to
My
take
daughters
care of
is playing
mine.
with ponies. My daughters still believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. If your
Yeah,
daughter come around my daughter and she 13 shaking her ass, ain't no, I don't know. Stay where you at.
But
yeah,
see,
Stay where
here's
you
the
at.
thing. I've
Yeah, it's level
had
to it. It's
kids
definitely
at
level to
my
it.
house that were coming from different spaces. Okay, over high school, my kids would bring their kids to the house. So whatever those kids were doing at their home, I was monitoring them in my home.
Absolutely.
And they learned my rules. And those
Yeah.
same kids that teachers were saying your daughter shouldn't be around, they weren't behaving like that in my household. And they
That's right.
respected me and called me mom because I let them know what I would and would not tolerate and how they could and could not conduct themselves. My daughter's not allowed to do this. If your mother allows you to do that, that's your mother. But when you hear
yeah.
and you under my roof, that's not
But
allowed in
high,
here.
high
So
school is a
you
little
gotta,
different though.
but
There's
even
High
with
teachers.
school is a
little
little
kids,
different.
it was the same thing. I didn't just change because they were in high school. I'm just saying I made that an example. So at the end of the
Yeah.
day, yeah, I've had little ones that I didn't want my kids necessarily hanging around. But guess what? When I came around, it was the same thing. You want to play with my kid in the park? You can play with my kid in the park. I didn't allow my kids to stay the night out either. I didn't allow children to stay the night at my house. They were allowed to come to my home and play, yes, under my supervision, but y'all are not allowed to stay. And your mother got to know you here. And I got to know who your mother is. I got to have a conversation. That's the type of stuff. But I don't believe in cutting a child off because guess what?
That's your due
A
diligence.
child that's over there going through hell, you could be the very thing that saves them, changes them, gives them some type. This is the stuff that happens. I understand that you have your rules and whatever, but I'm just saying, if a child is going through hell somewhere, or a child it needs help because a child can't help the environment that they're in, have them under your supervision.
Respectfully though, I think that's the difference between a mother and a father. Because like I said, I understand full well that everybody's not gonna make it. Understand that. And if I see the way you raising your kid and your kid, like, yeah, okay, I can be a safe haven for my nephew and my nieces. If they
That's what I'm
got
talking
some
about.
fucked up shit, I can be that safe haven. But I'm not gonna run the risk of letting you sleep in my kid's house and I find a vape pen under your fucking mattress or under my kid's pillow, or I find some fucked up shit on a tablet where my kids is now exuding strange ass behaviors because I took the risk. It's a risk you take when you let other kids come. So yeah, call me, call uncle, and I'm gonna kick it with you. But to let that around my kids 24/7 unsolicited, I'm not gonna do that. And I
No.
think that's kind of the difference. Again, no disrespect, but I think that's kind of the difference between a mother and a father because naturally women want to nurture and women want to take in all of the kids. But as a father, I'm like, hold on, that little nigga gonna be fucked up when he grow up. That
Yeah,
little girl gonna be fucked up when she grow up. She probably already letting a nigga stick his finger in her pussy at a young age. No disrespect. So if that's what y'all got going on over there, call me if you need me. But I'm not gonna let you come in my household with that shit. I'm not. If
And
my
you know,
my
that's like
oldest daughter is telling me she want to go to Cass Tech, which is Dawgface. No, Cass Tech is a prestigious high school in Detroit. If she's telling me she want to go to Cass Tech, I'm gonna make sure everybody around her is like minded. I'm gonna make sure everybody around her got the same goals and the same dreams and aspirations that she got. I love my nieces and nephews to death, but I can't run the risk of letting y'all come into my household and y'all show my daughter one thing and now she interested. It piques her curiosity and she like, yeah, come to daddy if you want to talk about certain shit.
and
But
watch
the
this,
way
bro.
kids learn shit is fucked up. If your kids is getting molested because you don't give a fuck about what your kids got going on at your house, or if you letting everybody watch your kids and everybody spending the night and your kids is getting molested and they got some freaky deaky shit going on, I'm not gonna run the risk. And I know this because you my brother and you telling me, oh yeah, your nephew at this house, he at that house here, and he at a different house. I'm not gonna run the risk of letting you bring that energy into my house. And now my kids is gonna be exposed to everything your son been exposed to an entire weekend. And one day you're gonna expose my kids to it. I can't do that.
yeah, nah, it can't happen. That
I'm
And
gonna
can't
say
happen.
this: you
I
can
think Dawgface
shelter
talking about
your
this too, because
kids, but for so long from the world. But
see,
eventually, they're gonna go into that world.
So we have those conversations.
You gotta have right. I was gonna say you gotta make sure that they not saying you. I'm just saying to people who are listening. You got to make sure that your kids are equipped. This is why it's not a matter of being your child's friend, but it's a matter of having conversations with them that are real life conversations. For them, I'm gonna tell you like this. My kids know everything about me. There's nothing that I did in my past. There's nothing that I've been through that they don't know about. Why? Because I needed my kids to know who I am, know where I come from, and understand that when I say something to you, I know what I'm talking about. And when I had those
I kind of got to disagree with that.
Hold on. When I had those conversations with my kids, guess what? They listened to me better because they understood. It opened the door of communication better between me and them because they didn't look at me at this pristine angel who had never been anything before. Because I'm not perfection. I was once them, and I never forgot that I was once them.
So this person said, Dawgface is talking the most extreme situations. Let me tell you something. This person right here. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. Dawgface is talking the most extreme. Let me help you out here, bro.
Hey, tell us.
No. Hey,
listen. Run, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Let him have it.
Hey, Tim, listen. Did you black people, men and women, children and adults, we're in a state of emergency.
But did he say Dawgface as in you, or is he saying, in Detroit we say dog?
Yeah. I said, I know, but because you was talking, so he probably talking about you. But let me answer this.
Okay.
Listen, molestation, the rate of molestation and child abuse is higher in the black community than we ever want to admit.
Facts.
I get you, Tim Grant. I get you. Sorry about that, but I get you. But let me just say this right here, right? We're living in extreme times. When you look at everything from the unreported cases of child molestation inside the black community, when you look at the lack of proper education in the black school systems and the curriculum that's meant to guide you into being subservient to somebody else, when you look at all of the gangbanging and drugs and all the shit that affect the black community, those are extreme times. And the ultimate responsibility of safeguarding and protecting your household falls on you. It's your job as a parent and as an adult to look around. It's like when they teach you CPR, they teach you to survey the scene. You looking around because they say, don't lose your life trying to save somebody else because you haven't examined the conditions surrounding an accident. I can try to save you, but if I see that car finna blow up, you a blew up ass nigga by your motherfucking self.
That's a fact.
So listen, when it comes to kids, one of the problems is that parents are farming the responsibilities out to teach, train, guide, and to persuade their children to other people. This is how we know that's true. During the pandemic, when the world shut down and you had to homeschool your kids, black parents was complaining more than anybody. Because your little bitch ass is terrible. You know what the teachers go through trying to teach your little bitch ass kid, right? So listen, I agree with you. I'm the kind of parent what's up with him? Oh, he got that going over there? I'm not even finna articulate all that shit to my kids. He just can't come over.
But look though,
you on some bullshit. Unless you just said it. If I know that in your household, your kids don't got to clean up, they don't got to wash their ass, they can cuss and fuss and talk back to you, my kid not coming over there. You know why? Because kids are attracted to that kind of shit.
Yes. If you notice, I said they came to my house. I didn't say my kids went to their house.
Watch this. Children have underdeveloped minds. So they're going to be attracted to chaos. They're going to be attracted to all manners of, well, he did it. Yeah, but I'll beat your ass, though.
Right. Can I explain my position a little bit, though?
Go ahead. Come on with it.
So when he say I'm talking the most extreme situations, right? I know y'all don't know me, and I don't put a lot of my personal business on social media.
You don't have to. And listen, you don't have to prefix what you're about to say. Just say it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it, though. At the age of 5, by the time I turned 5, I was in 4 different foster homes, right? So by the time I turned 5, I had moved with my aunt, who was in her 40s. on her way to her 50s. So she had a daughter, and her daughter had kids, right? So by the time I was 8, my mom, who I was living with in her 40s, she moved her daughter and her grandkids into our house. One of her granddaughters was 14. I was 8 years old. My first sexual experience, my first sexual encounter, I was 8 years old, was with my 14-year-old cousin. Up until the time I turned 10 years old. So when we talking about the most extreme situations,
Shame on you, nigga.
and I couldn't tell you the amount of times I had to put my face between her legs, the amount of times I had to fuck her, the amount of times she would physically assault me, beat the fuck out of me if I said no. So when I'm talking about the most extreme situations, I'm talking about this shit from experience. I'm not talking, this is not hypothetical. I didn't make this shit up in my mind. Went through this shit. I watched my sisters go through this shit. Because when my mama moved her daughter and her grandkids in, she moved in her granddaughters and her grandsons. I watched her grandson do the same shit to my sisters that her granddaughter did to me. So this might sound hypothetical, but this is shit I lived through.
That's reality,
So-
bro.
And that's a fact. Most people who have
I had
been
to sit
through
next to them from Thanksgiving. Every Thanksgiving, I had to sit next to this bitch until I turned about 14, where I was old enough to punch this bitch in the mouth myself and say, "Bitch, is you stupid? I don't have for the better half of 2 years." Right? For the better half of 2 years, from the time I turned from 8 till about 10 years old. And my sister dealt with the same thing from her grandsons. So this shit is not.
You are a victim of a lack of supervision, brother. Almost all of us is to some degree. We are.
And guess what? It's more common than people think.
So
because most parents who have the extremism, they've gone through something. Because that's why my kids wasn't allowed to spend the night at nobody's house, and nobody was allowed to spend the night at mine. Hell no.
I'm gonna play this. We're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna move on.
Boosting bitches where y'all at. Stuffing that shit in y'all bag. Just to flip it, pop some tags. Girl, going that go, y'all bad. Spin that shit. Spin it.
One of the most prolific organized retail thieves in Western Washington is facing new charges. Janice Downs, a.k.a. Jenny Smith, a.k.a. Punchy, is back in jail after just getting released from prison in January. Bellevue police say one of the best clues came from a TikTok video made to Young Miami's viral song Spend Dat about boosting and scamming.
Boosting bitches where y'all at. Stuffing that shit in y'all bag. Just to flip it, pop some tags. Girl, going that go, y'all bad. Spin that shit. Spin it.
One of the
So listen, talk about young children being impressionable, right? Listen, these are grown women who have been in prison, mother and daughter, right? Listen, if these shit, bro. Man, go. I ain't gonna go. Y'all talk. Go.
Hey, listen. How that bitch song, take her hands like this, tie her between two beams, and beat her ass with a belt and a pole.
That's just one of the manifestations of what that song did. You got some little girl that's doing worse than that from the influence of that song. That's just one of the manifestations. Meaning it's surface.
Man, she need her ass whooped.
Hey, listen, bro. Hey, listen. That song then did more than that. That's just what's been revealed. That song then did worse than that to other people, bro.
Rule report.
Oh man, listen, Punchy off the hook. Where was that at?
In Washington.
Washington
State. Washington State, yeah.
It doesn't matter where it's at. That shit going on all
Whoop her ass.
Remember earlier
public lashes and whoop her ass.
Remember earlier, I think I don't know if it was Caviar or somebody was saying, like, you know, like how the dope boy music influenced the dope boys. People been scamming. People been stealing purses and
but niggas was already selling dope though when the dope music came out. Bitch, if you take your old ass to
she might already been scamming.
It was already scamming before that.
Why would you record it?
Them bitches did this for that shit, bro.
I mean,
why would you record?
Hey,
She
Gucci,
need her
hey,
ass whooped, man. She
hey,
need a belt
Pooh
put to
Shiesty, you
her
never
ass.
recorded the whole Gucci Mane thing. It's the era, man. It's the era
We
that we
can't.
living in.
No. We can't compare a 26-year-old Pooh Shiesty to a 50-year-old grown ass woman who
Okay,
just
well,
got
but
out of
his
Yes, you
prison.
dad
can.
was there.
Because he got
Yeah,
his
yeah,
His
you're
dad
foolishness
was
right.
from
You're
the
there.
right.
old motherfucker. Yes, he
I
can.
apologize. I apologize. I refute that statement. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let me take that back. Yes, you
Yes, you
can.
can. Goddamn.
Yes, you
I ain't saying
can.
it was smart though. I'm just saying I feel where you coming from. It was stupid.
She need her ass
Hey,
whooped.
watch
She
this,
needs
right?
somebody to whoop her ass.
I was thinking about her. It's funny that you put that video up, Blueface. I was thinking about that one, and I was also thinking about
Oh, he called you Blueface.
I mean
I just
Dog, he
heard.
called you.
Dawgface, my
He
bad.
called
Dawgface,
you
that's my guy
Blueface.
too. No, Dawgface, right?
I'm mad.
Hey, bro. Hey, I deserve to be crucified for that one. Hey, you hear me? Because I know better, right? But watch this though, right? My point is this, Dawgface. Hey, it's the mentality, bro. It's a mentality. Like we all know that a mentality don't really have much to do with age so much, right? It's a mentality. Like that Pooh Shiesty, it's a Pooh Shiesty mentality. That shit that the mom, that mom and the daughter did, that's the same mentality, right? So the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, that mentality has to be dissected. Like everybody got to make their rounds. Everybody got to go check with their sons, check with their nephews, check with their brothers, and make sure that they ain't suffering from the Pooh Shiesty mentality.
Yeah.
It's an old mentality, but it's just now coming to a head. You know what I mean? Like I got a brother for real. That nigga, the original Pooh Shiesty, he a dope fiend and everything. He the original Pooh Shiesty. He the original fool. You know what I mean? He the original idiot in my family. You know what I mean? But that's an old mentality, man. That's an old mentality. And I'm gonna tell you what it do. Every time that it surfaces like this, it stimulates that mentality. So that song got them boosters feeling like, oh, I'm finna go boost better. I'm finna go boost better. And guess what you're doing? You telling on yourself better because that's what that mentality do. It has a self-destructing aspect to it.
Great point.
It's crazy, man. Hey, my bad, Blueface. Get on that camera, bro. Quit playing.
Dawgface.
No,
I'm muted.
No, we can hear you. Dawgface, you gotta come on the camera and say, yeah. Dawgface, baby, yeah. Yeah, he had to come back. He was
I froze a little bit. So listen, right? So watch this. So let's I'm gonna play this and then we're gonna talk about this.
What happened?
I know he mad at me.
They saying Blueface, Dawgface, same thing.
Same thing.
You drop this dumb. Bro, let them know you goddamn, bro. Why is it goddamn? Let them know you dropping me. I drop you. No, say it. Who should I say drop from 1017? Shout out to real nigga ain't never did no police.
Listen to how
none of that, bro.
Gucci
Tell 'em
voice
what's going
changed
on.
octaves.
Bro, we just did that. That's not what you
dropped
do.
from 1017.
You said you want to be dropped. You dropped.
Scrub in.
It's done.
You done.
Shit, oh, shit. You dropped this done. Bro, let them know you goddamn, bro. Why is it goddamn? Let them know you dropping me. I drop you. No, say
Clown.
Let them know you dropped.
I hope Pooh Shiesty taking the trial and they fry his ass. I ain't
Your
gonna lie
connection
to
got
you.
Big
you
30's
freezing,
a snitch.
Dawgface. Your connection got you freezing, face.
I got you.
Oh shit, what happened? Can y'all hear me?
We
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah, we
There
can
you
hear
go,
you.
dog. You
Here we
back.
go. So listen. So listen, Big 30, when he was picked up by the feds, in his cell phone was a video of what transpired. Now, before this, there were some still pictures from somewhere. We now know those still pictures came from
The video.
right. So, yeah, two of you on here. One of you got to go.
For me? Oh shit. Yeah, okay.
I got you.
I couldn't hear, so I left and
I
came
got
back.
you. Yeah, I got you. So listen,
I can't hear again. What the fuck going on?
just go out and come back in.
Yep, you be doing that.
All right. So listen, we wait for him to come back in. But so listen, as a content creator, Ruler Report, I'm going to let you take over. We have talked before. There's never a shortage of dumbass shit that niggas do. We listen. We will never go out of business. We're like Coca-Cola. content creators, especially urban content creators, we will never go out of business because the things that we talk about, the things that our audience and our subscribers, the fans of us like to know about and hear about and talk about, those things are we produce stupidity in the backyard. And we sell it on social media and on YouTube. So there is a video of what transpired in that motherfucking studio, in that booth, between Pooh, Shiesty, Gucci Man, Big 30, and somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Ruler Report, what does this video mean for the case in total?
So when you first look at the video, I mean, to me, when I first look at it, it's kind of like open and shut to me as far as what they're accusing him of. But after watching a few lawyers talk about this, which a defense lawyer is always going to say, hey, this isn't an open shut case. That ain't the smoking gun. But ultimately, you don't actually hear anybody saying like you can't leave. You don't hear anybody forcing, unless it's more of the video that we didn't see. You know, if that's all the video that they got, which I doubt it. That little clip that we seen, it doesn't show too much incriminating besides when Big 30 pans to the man who was standing there with the Draco. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said, I doubt if that's the only part of the video they got, because they were trying to use the video as proof that Gucci Mane had signed not only the contract releasing him, but as well as he verbally said, you left, you dropped from 1017 Records. So with that being said, I think that they got more video showing them forcing him signing the damn documents. That's just the most educated guess I can give, because the idiots recorded that. They had to record everything.
So let me say this, right?
Man.
So when the question is asked, what does that video, how does it affect the case? It is damning. It couldn't have been, if I was a defense attorney, right? There is no worse news that, and they've had this video since they picked up Big 30. The feds had this video,
yeah,
right? They released it. They had to have released it to the general public, unless somebody else who he sent it to released it to some type of blog, right? If I'm a lawyer for either one of those people who have been tried with this situation, I'm saying I'm looking for a cop. We ain't going to trial, because Gucci Mane made a statement where he gave an explicit explanation for what took place in that studio. So that video, it adds credibility and it adds weight to what Gucci Mane said happened in there. He said that niggas had Dracos. He said, and he was robbed. He ain't got his watch on, his ring on, or his chain.
Hey, the physical evidence to what I just said.
And don't
what I just told, that's the physical evidence to what I just said. That shit match it. Like,
don't forget they took pictures.
The only thing that lawyer can do, that defense lawyer can do, is, like you said, get him a plea deal, which is going to be a very difficult, especially if he comes in that courtroom with that asshole, arrogant ass attitude, right? That prosecutor ain't even going to want to give him a sweet deal. But on top of that,
he don't get one,
huh?
Hope he don't get no sweet deal.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, as far as the defense attorney is concerned, all that nigga gonna do is walk that motherfucker to sentencing so he can get his money, so that all this whole representation was financially worth it. That's it. That's all the fuck he can do. Make him feel like it ain't gonna be as bad as you think it's gonna be. Let's get to the end of this shit, because he trying to get to his motherfucking paycheck too.
What that nigga say in FDO? He said first day out. He said FDO, first day out, bitch, fuck the feds. If you made a song and the first thing you said was fuck the feds after you just got out of the feds, why would you go do some federally incriminating shit?
Man, and listen, it's the mentality. Watch this, right? This is that distorted thinking that I'm talking about, right? Like, if you believe that blue is red, right? And I want to help you know that blue isn't red. Blue is blue, right? You have distorted thinking. But I have to respect it to a degree, right? Because that's what the fuck you believe. What a person believes is their power, right? Now watch this, right? This motherfucker actually really thought that the best way to get out of this deal is to record this nigga with Dracos and all that. It never really registered in his dumbass mind that this is an admission of guilt. Anybody get this motherfucking tape, you out of there.
After 3 years in the feds.
Man, listen, man. Hey, I've been to the joint for 100
okay,
fucking
so
years.
forgive me. So forgive me because I never been in prison. I never been in jail.
Okay, so watch this then, right? Let me simplify it for you. Motherfuckers get 2 years for a pistol where I'm from, right? Everybody walked through the joint for 2 years, the same motherfucker, even worse. 5 years, motherfuckers start saying, well, goddamn, maybe I got to change so I don't come back to this motherfucker. Anything after 5 years is a fucking overkill. Motherfucker just trying to maintain their goddamn sanity in that bitch. That's it. You trying to step out still being able to function so you're not a part of the recidivism rate, right? But what I'm saying is this mentality is so crippling, right? That motherfucker Pooh Shiesty right now probably sitting that bitch like, shit, what do I do wrong? Bitch, what the fuck you mean what you do wrong? Ignorant ass motherfucker. You just pop yourself, chat about dumbass nigga.
Show of hands. So watch this. Pooh Shiesty went to prison. He had an incident in Miami where he shot a gun inside of a club. When he got into an altercation inside the club, strip club, when he's performing. He went to prison for he went to prison for robbing the guys that he rented exotic cars from for tennis shoes and weed. You robbed the people who you rented the cars from as if they didn't know who you were.
All right.
You robbed them for weed and some shoes, right? And then listen, here's the troubling thing about this, Ruler Report. He was with a group of people when that happened in Miami, both times. In the club, when the first incident happened.
Yep.
And number two, when he shot, the guy got shot and he robbed him for the weed in the shoot. He's with a crowd of guys. This time, he's with a crowd of guys this time. And nobody is saying to him, listen, if you have 4 or 5 people together, and out of that 4 or 5 people, including your daddy, nobody,
including your fucking daddy.
Yeah, nobody, your daddy who been in prison and all this shit, right? Nobody is saying, "Wait a minute, hold on, bro. This ain't gonna. This might not. This not gonna work like that." Listen, for them niggas to think that he was gonna get out of that contract by forcing him at gunpoint or by the threat of a gun to sign that contract, right? Releasing him, and my video recording him saying he released. I'm going to show, he goes to contract, and here's him saying I'm released, right? And this, I'm going to go present this to Atlantic Records.
Oh, man.
Hey, I want to find out where Pooh Shiesty at. I want to send him this.
Hey, listen,
I want to send him this because he's going to need one of these.
And this is
he's going to need to watch for all that time he about to get.
And this is also some sad shit, right? He was the fucking leader. He had followers.
Over 100 niggas in his in Chopper gang. Who was supposed to be
that
great
nigga
street
had
crits.
followers? That nigga had followers? Like your dumb ass ain't a follower? You are the leader? Come on, man. The mentality, I'm telling you, it's that mentality. So, hey, he's smarter than his daddy. His daddy was there supporting him on that dumb ass plan. Everybody there. Co-defendants.
I know niggas who've been to prison don't like hearing shit like this, and I'm gonna apologize in advance to Blueface. Dawgface. My bad.
Damn.
I'm gonna apologize to Dog, and I'm gonna apologize to Underdog, because I know niggas who've been to prison don't like hearing this. He need to go to prison and sit his dumb ass down. You just made a rap song about how you was making chi-chis out shebang, having $9 million.
Hey, listen, bro, you got to be an idiot to make it to prison.
So watch this. I don't think so. Listen. So you don't have to apologize, brother.
Yeah, you got to be
because I'm just making sure.
No, you don't
want to be offensive.
And listen, bro. The mentality that Pooh Shiesty has was not created inside a prison cell. The mentality that Pooh Shiesty and his merry band of idiots have, that mentality was formed in their households.
You got to say that on a Vlad interview. So the world hear you say that shit.
I will.
You got to say that so the world hear you say that shit.
That is, and listen, I'm going to prove to you this is not a prison mentality. You ain't got one nigga who been in prison who thought that shit was a good idea. Not one. The only people who trying to justify that shit is a nigga who don't know shit about law or don't know shit about suffering in the cell some motherfucking weird. You ain't going to find out one nigga who think that shit is anything other than the stupidest shit in the world.
I don't even think Big 30 ever been to prison. His right hand man, I don't even think he ever been to prison.
Yeah, but see, it's not a matter of being in prison.
Being in prison or not, nah.
The shit they did, it don't have nothing to do with whether nigga been in prison or not. The shit they did has everything to do with, like he said, distorted thinking. Like it's the listen. I'm gonna tell you where it came from. I'm gonna tell y'all why he did that. Let me tell you why. Here's breaking news. The reason why Pooh Shiesty did that is because that's the same thing Big 30 did while he was locked up. That's how Big 30 got that contract with Moneybagg Yo. Big 30 muscled his way out of the contract with Moneybagg Yo.
I read something like that.
He muscled his way out of it. That's where the idea came from.
Bird brain.
Let me ask a question.
Moneybagg Yo didn't do what Gucci did.
But let me ask you a question real quick, Dawgface. Okay, because there's some. Even though it's the industry shit, we talking about some alleged street niggas, right?
Yes.
If they was gonna do it,
yeah.
What was the purpose of recording the shit though?
To put it on Instagram. What you mean?
because I feel like like Gucci could have said you robbed me. You know what I mean? And well, damn, I forgot they put the jury on social media too.
They put the jury up after they did it. They put the
last nigga posted
let's take it. Okay, let's take it.
But all of y'all are missing the biggest thing that was done there.
You don't record it and put it on Instagram so we can hold a nigga.
And then I forgot one of the dudes was an off duty. I mean, he was an ex cop. It was just a dumbass idea from the beginning.
Well, there was also 2 people there with electronic monitors on. Hello.
Hey, listen.
How do we forget that?
So listen,
including
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Yes, they had mine.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 of them. And listen, I think it was a brilliant idea on their part. I haven't seen a more well orchestrated robbery and kidnapping than that since the days of Billy the Kid. And why that shit was brilliant on their part. Hey, listen, their plan was to go viral.
And they did in the worst fucking way.
That was their plan.
What car company sent this nigga? Just had one of the car companies had just sent this nigga a foreign vehicle. Which I forgot which car company it was. They had because he made the first day out. He had somebody sent him a foreign vehicle. This all ties back to the Young Miami shit. This is what needs to happen so niggas know that just because somebody raps some shit don't make it real life. Gucci Man been the illest, dillest, killingest boogeyman nigga in hip hop since Suge Knight. Gucci been the killingest nigga, and that nigga sat down and made a statement on your dumb ass.
Hey, you know what, bro? Watch this, right? This what Pooh Shiesty trick motherfuckers at, right? This show you how bird brain the fucking world is too, though, right? He put some words together. He make a nice ass song. Like, damn, that motherfucker lyrical. They automatically thought just because that nigga could put some words together, he can think. And they had no critical thinking.
That's a fact.
Hey, he made some nice songs. That motherfucker like, oh, he can rap, he can float. No, yeah, he can. You're right. But that doesn't mean a motherfucker can think, especially a critical thinker.
Well, Gucci did more than made a statement. He did more than made a statement. He made a song. Remember?
The mother two
right after
fucking
Crash Out Dummies.
Gucci did what he should have did, bro. I ain't gonna. And this my opinion. Again, I'm gonna apologize to the street niggas who been in prison. Gucci did what he should have did.
Hey, hold on. Time out. Time out. On this show, you don't apologize for shit you say. You just say it.
Gucci did exactly what he should have did. You young dumb niggas thought that because I used to be the boogeyman in hip hop and because I still rap about this shit, y'all thought y'all was gonna get Roderick Davis with the beer belly that was on lean and pills, but y'all got the nigga who got kids and who got something to live for. And oh nigga, you my tops, you the only artist I got that's actually got motion. You the only artist I got that's having money, that's having motion. And you think you gonna muscle me out of a contract? Go sit your dumb ass down for 20 years while I still get paid for first day out.
Yeah, I don't get the whole Gucci. I don't get the whole Gucci Toad thing either, though. Like, if they was doing a robbery together and Gucci made a statement, or if they were, making a drug deal and we doing business. This ain't the streets. We actually doing business in the music industry.
Thank you.
Why am I mad? Why is anybody mad that Gucci made a statement? I don't get it. Like that's because if I would have robbed Leo Cohen or anybody like that, they would have did the same damn thing. So because I'm Gucci Mane, I can't.
You didn't rob Gucci Mane, the street nigga. You robbed Gucci Mane, the music executive.
Yeah.
You robbed Gucci Mane, the father. Gucci Mane, the husband. Gucci Mane that just dropped a fucking book about mental health, nigga. You robbed that Gucci Mane. You didn't rob the crash out Gucci Mane that didn't give a fuck. You robbed the nigga who got something to live for, who saw all the fucked up shit in his life and then came to terms with, okay, this is who I am now. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I got shit going. Listen, I don't feel sorry for Dirk. I don't feel sorry for, and I know Dawgface, I know Dirk is your man. I don't feel sorry for none of these niggas who get the chance to make multi M's and then fuck it off trying to still prove to the streets that they still streets. Bitch, you living in fucking Beverly Hills, you sleeping in multi-million-dollar houses, driving $100,000 cars, nigga, and you gonna fuck that off instead of going the legal route? Go sit your dumb ass down.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for anybody. I don't feel sorry for any adult who takes what the universe has given them after they have climbed out of poverty and violence and hopelessness, after when they have the opportunity to look back at and reflect on where they came from. They have the advantage of knowing and seeing and understanding what their success means to people who come from where they come from. I don't feel sorry for anybody. I'm not saying Lil Durk is guilty of anything. I'm
not saying that either.
Right. Well, I'm just saying. So because when you have a lot of people, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. I have been in organizations where you have people around you who do shit, and people will think that you know about it because there might be a general understanding that we don't mind if something happens, but it didn't mean that I knew about the plan. It didn't mean I helped orchestrate it, right? I was in the Nation of Islam in prison, right? And there have been times where I did shit and I have been at the top of the leadership spectrum, and I have operated inside of the brotherhood just as right? I have done shit that the people who were in charge didn't know a goddamn thing about, but you couldn't convince nobody that they didn't send me on a mission or I didn't know about it. There have been times where I ran the whole study group. There are times where people underneath me have done shit and I didn't have a clue. But the administration in the prison did not believe, based on what transpired leading up to that I was unaware of what took place. There are situations, and to your point, I get your point though, but I don't feel sorry for anybody who the universe hands a gift and they jack it off, being concerned with what somebody else think or how somebody else feel. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do for yourself. And you have loss of life. You have other people going to penitentiary. I pray that Lil Durk gets off of this shit because I know him and I'm familiar with him.
I hope you do too.
But the truth of the matter is, I hope you ain't do no dumbass shit like that. I hope you didn't let the pressure of motherfuckers saying slap for Vaughn get you to the point to where you are gonna have to spend the rest of your life in prison over some shit like that.
You step back in the mud for that.
I hope.
But if he did, you had all this great shit going for you. And that goes back to what I said earlier, everybody ain't gonna make it. King Von was a nigga who wasn't gonna make it. No, rest in peace. I don't want to see no black man die at the hands of ignorant violence. But if you made it out and you showed another nigga from where you came from a way to make it out after he got away with all the shit he got away from, and he risked all that and died, and you felt like the best thing for you to do was to avenge an ignorant nigga, no, and this is no disrespect. you felt like the best thing for you to do was to avenge this nigga, then you get what you asked for. Street niggas, from my pops was a street nigga. My pops did more years in prison than I've been alive. And that's my pops is my best friend. Every day in prison, my pops he did that shit. My pops, the last of a dying breed, he did that shit with his chin up. If you did that shit knowing that the possibility was for you to go to prison, hold your fucking chin up, nigga. Hold your head up. That's it. You know what you were signing up for. If you got multi-million dollars, you living in the police investigating these shits and you gonna still step back in the mud for this shit, then you should get what come with it, if that's what come with it. Take your lick.
Keisha Paul sent some, who money is this? Who Keisha Paul sent this money to?
That's a little Chick-fil-A going on.
Hey, Henny,
hell, you can't get no Chick-fil-A with $5.
This ain't you? Rule report. You getting money like this, man? Is this
That's
your
crazy? Hey, rumor report. Look out for the guys, man. It's five. Let us all get $1, bro. It's 5 of us in here.
That ain't me. That's probably one of yours.
Let us all get $1, man.
That's
right.
Somebody's subscription.
Wait a minute, that's me. That's me.
Oh, dog, let us get $1, man. Let us hold something,
like
dog.
I don't know you.
That's crazy.
Hey, I want to say this about I want to say this about the because I know we talking about Pooh Shiesty, but I can't necessarily have the same conversation about the Lil Durk situation as I can about the Pooh Shiesty situation.
It's a different one.
And I'm gonna just say hypothetically, I hope Durk beat the case if he didn't do it. Anybody that's innocent, I don't want to see no innocent people locked up. But from studying the Chicago drill scene and knowing all of the things that didn't happen surrounding Durk, I mean, they didn't kill everybody around this boy. Like,
because you keep going back.
Hold on, but let me say this. They didn't kill everybody around this boy. They didn't kill this. They killed his first manager. His cousin got killed while he was with him. They didn't kill his brother. He didn't lost so many friends. They didn't kill King Von. I mean, Durk didn't lost everybody around him. So if in fact he felt the need to do anything, I can just I would try to put myself in like the mental state of that boy. Like, he traumatized based off of what he been through in Chicago. So his situation is a lot different than this BS that Pooh Shiesty just pulled down in Texas. That was just a dummy move. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm Durk and if I did do these things, and if I did want revenge for my brother and my homeboys and stuff like that, I'm gonna fight it, but I'm gonna do every day knowing that this is what I wanted to do.
What Young Thug say? Young Thug said, chin up, fuck, nigga. And if we gotta do 100 years in this bitch, we gonna fight every day trying to get out. When you a street nigga, you get what you signed up for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just so we're on the same page.
Easier said.
Just so we're on the same page.
Just so easily. But
I need to put this out there. If somebody kills me, I want.
Got you, dog.
Yeah, it's just I got to say this. If somebody kills me, I want my friends and my family to kill the person who killed me. I do.
Too.
I do.
Go get him.
Yes,
especially a brother.
I want y'all to wipe this nigga off the face of the earth. I don't want this nigga to walk around laughing at me, pissing on my grave. I want his family to suffer like my family suffered.
Do you want? Let's say I'm your right hand man, right? Me and you, we come from the mud together.
Kill me. I want you to.
But do you want? But in the event that you want me to kill the niggas who killed you, do you want my kids to suffer the possibility that they might not have a dad?
Listen, though, just because you, Dawgface, we gonna murk that.
They gonna be casualties. Wait.
That don't mean
Dawgface. My kids are casualties of war.
Y'all keep saying it though. Like, just cause motherfucker killed Dawgface. Yeah, he got to go. But that don't mean that I gotta go lay down because of it. Like, shit can be laid down right. Like, no, I ain't finna pop him 2 weeks after you pop Dawgface, but he gonna go. Like if I go get locked up because he killed Dawgface, I lost too. Because prison is like death, for real. So, but you best believe if Dawgface gone, he gone. And I'm gonna be around to know that he gone. That's what Dawgface will
ask her to bless
you right, underdog, like to try to get away with. I get it, right? So I want let me put this out there. Let me say this statement. I believe that Dirk is innocent before I say this.
Right.
But if what they saying Dirk tried to do to get away with it is true, before technology became what it is right now, he would have got away with it. You can't beat technology these days with all these clock cameras and everything is like, there's a trail, a fucking paper trail. There's a digital trail of every single thing. So getting away
with more than one way to skin
back in the day and getting away with it now is two different things. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think he innocent.
But listen though, all right. But listen though, right? My spiritual practices, I practice Ifa, right? Which some people will call it witchcraft or voodoo, right?
I want you to put a spell on a nigga. I want you to put hoodoo
and he gonna
on a
die.
nigga.
And he gonna die.
Dial and poke the nigga in his back.
Okay, go get it back. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that for you. But I'm gonna do that for you, right?
Right.
But I don't gotta go to prison when I do that.
No. Hey, listen. I'm not saying broad daylight. Go jump out of the car, right? And no. I'm saying that if somebody takes me out, I want the people who love me. I want them to not get a good
where's our bottle?
Until they have exacted revenge on my behalf. Because that's what I would do for them.
Really?
We ain't talking about crash out and get locked up. Hell no.
Listen, I know how to make a nigga heart come out of his nose.
I need you to do that.
I know how to make a nigga bleed out of his mouth for 7 days.
I'm getting their ass together.
I got you. Ooh. All I need is a picture of a nigga, and the nigga is not gonna have a peaceful life ever.
But my brother, though, it don't matter. If I do, you know what I mean? Like, I just put my mind in state, and like, if it's family, I'm gonna just. I got caught. Fuck, I'm gonna fight it, but I'm gonna do my time knowing that, hey, my brother gone, but you gone too.
But what I'm saying is, it ain't gotta be kamikaze, bro. It ain't gotta be kamikaze. Cause I'm gonna tell you this: if you thinking like that, then you gonna crash out. Hey,
no. I'm with you on trying to it ain't got to be kamikaze. But what I'm saying is though, if I do happen to get caught, and it was my brother versus me trying to rob Gucci, man, I can live with going to jail for avenging somebody in my family's death. I can live with that. If I get caught, I got caught. You know what I mean? I ain't saying I'm gonna do it without trying.
Hey, I'm gonna teach y'all some spells, man. DM me. I'm gonna teach y'all some spells so niggas don't got.
I might need a couple.
I need to put a spell on Henny.
I'm good, brother.
Nah.
First of all, I have Ogun and ancestors my damn self.
Oh, see, Henny got Ogun.
I'm gonna boil some root. I knew.
You don't even know. I am a child of Shango and Oya. Don't play with me, dog.
I'm a child of Shango too.
Hey, I'm about to go. I'm getting scared.
Right. Shit. Now I knew you was crazy.
I'm not crazy.
Shit.
I'm just very knowledgeable.
So she actually being nice then. Shit.
I'm just very knowledgeable.
No, I'm a child of Shango too.
Okay, so watch this. So listen, when it comes to Pooh Shiesty and his behavior,
do I get a turn to speak on it?
Yes,
I didn't.
Yes, you do.
I let the boys talk.
Yeah, but you queen of the show.
No, I'm not trying to scream over nobody. I like to watch what y'all are saying.
Go ahead. Come on.
So what I'm gonna say to all of this is anybody that is out here doing any crimes in this day and time, and I've said it before, is a dumbass, because there's no way you're getting away with it with all of the technology. When it comes to a lot of people wanting to say that Gucci wasn't scared. No, Gucci, no matter how much he's removed himself from the streets, is still a street nigga.
Yeah.
Because a street nigga is not going to be afraid of a bunch of clowns doing some clown shit. And that's exactly what the fuck was going down in that studio. A bunch of clown ass shit. So there's no need for him. I don't understand. What did people want him to do? Y'all wanted him to cry, to plead for his life. For what? When he already himself was a robber. Done already put pistols in people's faces and all types of shit. So why am I going to be scared of these dumbass niggas in this room doing some dumbass shit to try to strong arm me to get him out of a contract? I'm not gonna be scared. I'm gonna be calm, cool, and collected because at the end of the day, y'all asses is going down regardless. And that's why he made that song Crash Dummy, because he told him straight up in that song, you did all of that and you still signed the 1017. I'm still gonna eat off of your ass.
Right.
Nobody has to make a statement because number one, 2 people with the GPS trackers on them. Number 2, they got them on surveillance. The father and Pooh Shiesty at Staples, printing out the release form that they wanted. They got them on surveillance outside of the studio. Yeah. They got them everywhere. My only question is with Big 30, I get it. You wanted to have it on video because you wanted to have insurance to show, see, he's out of the contract. Gucci said it. But what was the ulterior motive to that video as well? Because it's a self-serving motive, in my humble opinion. I feel like number one, was it your blackmail ticket? Was it your guarantee that Pooh came through with whatever the hell he promised you? Or number 3, is this your get out of jail free card? Which one was it? Because there's an ulterior motive to recording that. Because I'm sorry, that was the dumbest shit ever, especially when they said there was no cameras in the studio where they were. So how did they know what was going on in the studio? Now we know. Big 30 had the footage.
Now we
Who
know.
sent you, nigga?
Now we know. Rule report.
The only thing they need besides that video is for one of the dudes that was with Pooh Shiesty to explain it or narrate what was going on in the video. It's a wrap.
I can guarantee you that's already happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, hey, I know people that have been to the, like, I did all state time, but I know, like, I got nephews, I got brother-in-law stuff, they done been to the feds. My main question be like, well, you know, when these dudes got to jail, you know, the feds don't got to let you out. They don't give a damn how much money you got to get out on bond. We see the way they did Diddy, Dirk, all kind of people. When I see people get out on bond on Fed cases, my eyebrows is raised. The daddy out and what Big 30 out. Okay.
And it's being, it was alleged that the daddy done told. We don't know if it's true or not. That's why it's alleged, but that the daddy got a history of telling. Don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard in these streets.
Hey, that's what the streets is saying, Henny.
Oh, you heard it too? I heard.
Yeah, they said some work
I just
out
feel
there.
like if y'all knew what y'all was signing up for and y'all knew it was a possibility that y'all could get fried, y'all niggas should go in there, do y'all time, and be like, yeah, nigga, we did that shit. And that's it. Go make some more cheese out of shebang, nigga, with the 9 M's to your name.
The only thing about it though, bro, Pooh Shiesty, with all of his charges, he facing like life.
Why don't you got a fall, nigga? If you that nigga, why did you have to go there yourself to make a video until you got all these niggas that should be willing to, you got 100 niggas in your gang, in Chopper Gang, that's all Grape Street Crips. None of these niggas was willing to do no time on your behalf.
Pinky in the brain.
This is what I wanted.
You the money, nigga. You shouldn't be doing you shouldn't be doing shit. Especially after you got an ankle monitor on, you on Ink Bank, you just got out the feds, you just made a song dissing the feds. Right. You shouldn't be doing no federal shit.
But he thought he was safe because he was sleeping with one of the Volunteers of America who's connected to the feds, who was giving him free passes, travel passes.
So, wait a minute.
She know everything.
Because I read the court docs.
I gotta follow Henny on social media.
I read the court docs, so I know what's going on.
This is what I want to know, though, Henny. Was the contract that bad that you had to go to that extreme to try to get out of it?
No, but allegedly, according to the streets, he was trying to get out of 1017 to go over there with Yo Gotti.
And then
Which I find highly suspect because he just dropped the song. Glorilla just dropped the song, even though she's not with him. She just dropped the song with him. So he was moving around. So I don't know if it would have been Yo Gotti or where he was going, but it's obvious he wanted out of that contract to go someplace else. And
he shouted out Yo Gotti in the song on his first day out. He didn't even say shit about Gucci in his song.
Nope.
So if he shouted Yo Gotti out, and then I don't know.
But that's because of the shit that went down with his cousin.
His cousin, the one that
follow
passed
Henny
away,
on,
and they
and they
asked for the
felt like
chain back.
Gucci. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That
there's already some bitterness between the two of them. So at the end of the day, it was a dummy move all the way around the board. Anybody that's out here thinking that this was unjustified, I'm questioning your mentality and your street smarts and your criminology as well, because ain't no way you co-signing what the hell went down. And I heard the lawyer about, oh, well, you don't have they don't have the gun in Pooh Shiesty's hands. You don't know what else is on that video. And the fact that they was blocking him from leaving, the feds are saying that's kidnapping. And if it's not kidnapping, it's at least false imprisonment, because it's right there on camera. Like, there's no getting out of this.
The flash drive that they just showed a picture of, like, yeah, we have this. They ain't even told us what's on the flash drive yet.
Man, them police can put so many charges just off that video alone. Like, they gonna make up all the charges they can off that video.
Just think we should come back into the era of where street niggas used to take accountability for the shit they did. I feel like we should get back into that era where if you a street nigga and you do some street nigga shit and you get caught and incarcerated, you should hold your chin up while you take that time. You know what you signing up for. As a street nigga, you know what you signing up for.
No, I believe
that's why I'm a tax-paying, law-abiding citizen. I don't do street shit.
Hey, bro, that can never happen when, like I say, the fuckery has evolved to a level to where we don't have to commit to our bullshit like that no more. We don't have to. Like, there's nobody that's going to kill me for snitching no more. Back in the day, if you snitch, hey, you was out of there. It was real nice and simple. It's not like that no more. Yeah. So therefore, like, why would I pay $5 for something when I can walk in the store and take it? That's what.
But at the same time,
take it.
Like you said, it's not like that no more. It's cameras everywhere too now. So
what
even being a criminal, you can't be a criminal like that no more.
You basically saying that we should get back to that. No. We can't even think like that because we can never get back to that.
Too many snitches have been socially accepted on a celebrity level. Too many people that have had questionable moves made. For example, Young Thug giving his phone number to the police, talking to them for as long as he was. It doesn't matter. You don't talk to no police. You don't give them no phone number. I don't care if it was a text to voice phone number. You're not supposed to talk to them. So that was slid. Woody. He snitched.
Woody.
He became the most lovable snitch of them all. Like, it's just like all of the stuff that people have done that have been questionable that would not have slid when I was out there. That was a no-no. And where I'm from, a female don't get a pass neither. So it's all of this stuff that we've accepted that will never allow us to go back to what it once was.
But Young Thug was able to do snitch shit and still drop a song calling niggas snitches.
Because it's socially acceptable now. You've had too much ushering in of it being socially acceptable. Listen, think back, not too long ago, this whole no snitches thing was still in full effect. When 6ix9ine did what he did, everybody was on him. Everybody was canceling him. Everybody was calling him a snitch and all of that. And he caught flack for that. Now people are listening to what he been saying happened to him, which was the very people that everyone expected him to take a seat and sit down with were the very people that robbed him, beat him, and fucked his girl. You expected him to sit. So now people are like, oh, well, I could kind of understand where he's coming from. No, back then, it wasn't acceptable. It shouldn't be acceptable now.
Because you were still paying these same niggas to do hits for you, though. You was still
that's what he was to the gang. He was money to the gang. That's what he was.
This is like woulda, coulda, shoulda talk. Like we all can agree. These days ain't never coming back. It's never gonna be no integrity in them streets no more, bro.
No.
Like that shit is over with. So it's like
I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm a husband and a father.
That's right. If you smart, that's what everybody should be trying to evolve into. Everybody should be trying to evolve back into a citizen because that's.
I got 6 kids who ain't never. My kids can't never say I missed a day in their life.
No more. You might as well be a citizen because that's what
the streets ain't safe.
that's where the success is at. There's no success in the streets no more. So why, that's the dumb part. Still thinking that you can be a successful street nigga. You can't be a successful street nigga no more
at all.
Okay. If you smart, stop trying to be a street nigga then, because that shit don't work no more.
I used to sell dog food. And the person who I used to cop from was my pops, my biological dad. I used to cop hundreds of grams from this nigga, and I knew that if something happened while I got all these grams, I got grams. This nigga got bricks. They gonna want to know where I got these grams from. Duh. I went into that shit knowing that if I get caught, I'm gonna either have to swallow some of this shit or I'm gonna have to take my lick like a man, and that was it.
Okay, you just rare, bro. You just one out of many that Hey, everybody ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna be able to find 10 people that's gonna make that decision right there.
But that was the code of our era.
And you can get caught with your nephew. You can get caught with your brother. You can get caught with 10 more people that love the shit out of you. One of them niggas gonna tell. Believe that.
And right now, I'm a mailman. I work for the federal government delivering mail.
Good shit.
Cool.
Good shit.
I'm cool. I'm cool on the street shit. My kids love me. My kids get whatever I'm cool. But if I decide last year, right, my sister was getting beat up by her boyfriend. I went to my sister's boyfriend's house and I committed some heinous acts on behalf of my sister getting assaulted by her boyfriend. And I knew that if he called the police on me, I was going to go down. My sister went back to that nigga 2 days later. After my sister went back to that nigga, I said, oh, yeah, what am I doing?
Hey, that's an old play, though. That's old,
everything I had, everything I loved off the strength of my sister's dignity, and she went back to that nigga. She been with this nigga for 5 years, and the nigga, she got back with that nigga 3 days later. He did the same thing 4 times after that.
Hey, bro,
I never went back another day after that.
Hey, bro, everybody know when you go rescue them kind of situations, you go into the joint, and she gonna marry that nigga right after you get to the joint. Everybody know this.
And he did it 4 times. He did it 4 times after that.
Yeah.
I ain't went back another fucking time.
Hold on, y'all.
I ain't went back another time after that.
Okay, so listen, let's try something else right now. I said something on Instagram earlier. I want to know what y'all think about this. Tell me what y'all think.
The internet suck right now.
It's probably some crazy shit.
When it comes to matters of social injustice, when it comes to matters of how the criminal justice system is still lopsided,
can
somebody still has their finger on the scales of justice, tilting it against black people. Do you know who we're not hearing from?
But I know exactly what.
Do you know who's not at the forefront of these conversations that we're having about the legal system and how unfair and how unjust it is, about just all matters of social upheavals? Do you know who we're not hearing from? Right? You know who's not talking about the Rick Childs? Who's not talking about the Jeff Metcalf? You know who's not at the forefront of any conversations about what it means to be black in this country and how we are affected by the systems that are in place? Before I say who we're not hearing from, let me tell you who we are hearing from. We're hearing from the podcasters, the bloggers, the YouTubers, right? Right? These conversations about Karmelo Anthony and about Jeff Metcalf and about Rick Child and Cyrus Belton, those conversations are being held. They're in regular rotation on the podcast. I don't give a fuck, from Joe Buttons to academics, Say Nashes to the Dawgfaces to the Who's Who, all the interview platforms.
Dawgface internet.
Dawgface dropped off.
Man,
I believe so. I believe you dropped
I didn't
off,
hear.
but-
I didn't hear it, but I know. I saw the video, so I know what he's talking about.
Seen it too.
So he's talking about the clergymen that are not speaking up the way that they once were in the past, and I feel like
Henny, I can't hear Henny either.
Somebody tell him he got to go out and come back in.
Yeah, you got to go out and come back in. You got to go out and come back in.
So I feel like the clergy, they have stepped back, and they've stepped back for a long time. Al Sharpton is still alive. He's not saying nothing. I don't even think we really have too many reputable clergymen that are out here to even step to the forefront the way that we had them back in the day. And the sad part about it is no one is trying to step to the plate to become that clergyman, to be that voice, to point things out the way that they were pointed out before. We do have a...
Sorry, Henny, but I want to introduce a couple of facts. There are more registered black churches inside the urban environment from coast to coast. There are more registered black churches right now than there has ever been at any other point in history. So we have more churches, but we have less impact. We have less leadership coming from the church.
Right. That's why I was saying no one has stepped to the forefront to be that voice.
Why not, Henny? Why do you think not?
I'm not, well, kind of. I can marry people, so I'm kind of a clergy person.
Yes.
But I just feel like at this particular point in time, the church and the clergy is so disconnected from the community that there is no one that would be reputable or acceptable for us to have step forward and fill those shoes. Because nowadays people become clergymen just to be able to get $1. And I hate to say that, but it's a fact. Everyone wants a mega church. Everyone wants them donation plates going around 15 times in an hour-long service. Like it's become business. It's no longer about community, just like everything else. So no one has a sense of, just like we as people are saying that our people lost their pride, their love, all of that for the community, the clergy have as well. They've got a whole different direction. A 501c3 nonprofit organization brings in more money with no tax cuts than just a regular LLC. So if I can go get me a 501c3 nonprofit organization, register it as a business, as a church, and I can go out here and get me a building and get a bunch of people to donate money that I could put in my pocket and go get me a brand new car and live a lifestyle off of, why would I ever put myself on the front line when I'm just trying to get ahead? What moral messages are a lot of these? And I'm not saying everybody. But I'm saying that there's a lot of people that are looking at this from a business standpoint and not a standpoint of helping the community.
Hey, watch this, Henny. Now, at the end of the day, I can support, like, only thing that's really functioning right now is the hustle of it, right? That's the only thing that's safe about it right now, because I too will not die for these weak ass niggas. I'm not dying for these niggas. These niggas ain't even fighters. And that's what it is. They didn't pull back from the part that don't work, which is unity ain't gonna work. Niggas ain't finna come together and lay it down and with their blood, sweat, and tears like they supposed to. But the hustle part of it still moves, and that's what we see going on. And we don't like that because we are the people that know how it originally supposed to function. Like, hey, okay, I know the hustle part is supposed to be going, but where's the other part at? I ain't forgot for these weak ass niggas. Because watch this though, even though Martin Luther King and everybody else that died to get us a step closer, they know that we died for it, like, and that little impact that it had was still considered to be nothing. But right now, it's actually considered to be zilch. If somebody died trying to push us a step forward, it's for nothing. There's going to be no reaction, no stimulation, no friction. Don't nobody give a fuck because there's no justice that's going to come from it. So as far as the hustle part of it is concerned, yeah, I want to run this church. Yeah, I want to get this church money, but I ain't trying to die for these niggas.
That part.
I wouldn't die for these niggas neither.
Listen, I want to. We can't hear you. The Lord has tied his tongue. Hallelujah. Thank you. Won't he do it? Listen, dog, before you say that, I gotta say,
go ahead.
You know, I thank you so much for another show, but it's ticking close to midnight. I gotta go get something from my mama before the store closed because tomorrow's the 4th. But great conversation. I enjoyed everybody. I love this. Dog, I will see you in the next one. I hope to see y'all too.
They sold us out to church. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And I know how to spell hustle. It's HUSSLE, but I accidentally said T. So don't you come for me, Dawgface.
I'm gonna get you every time.
All right,
Henny?
salute, huh?
You going, Henny?
Yeah, I gotta go get this before I get in trouble.
All right,
I
don't get in no trouble now. It's the holiday weekend.
All right, peace, y'all.
Enjoy.
So rule report. Why don't we see, like in traditionally we have seen the black churches step to the forefront in matters of injustice? What's going on with the black church, and why aren't we? We're hearing more from podcasters and entertainers and athletes about social injustice than we are hearing from the black church, the church leadership. What's going on?
So our leadership has shifted. People stopped looking at the churches for many different reasons and began looking at our entertainers and athletes and things like that as the leaders or the people to look up to in the community. I think the church got to take the blame for a lot of it, though. We didn't have some. I don't want to be real disrespectful to religion because I think that makes the conversation kind of messed up for people who still in that. But what I'll say in the most respectful way is that I think that we've had some people in those positions in the churches who didn't do the things they were supposed to do, and it ran a lot of people up out of the churches. So even if those individuals did want to come out and speak to the issues that's going on in the community, people just don't trust them. We've seen them sit down with leaders who, let's take example. The first time Donald Trump was running for president, he called all those black pastors in, and they all sat down with him behind closed doors. We don't know what they talked about. People didn't trust those individuals. So the trust as well as the respect for the religious leaders is gone, especially when we're talking about the Christian churches. I know some people who actually have family members that run churches right here in my city. And when I tell you that the seats is empty, one of the churches, if they weren't running it's like they do a rehab service on like Thursdays. If it wasn't for that, nobody would really even walk through the doors. So I think the trust is gone from the churches, and then at the same time, the way that the churches actually deal with these, like let's just say Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, and these type of issues, their approach to it, I want to say, it's kind of out of touch. You know what I mean? They still coming with that 60s and 70s approach when it's 2024, 2025, 2026. We tired of talking. Let's start doing it. I don't think enough was done by the church for us to really look towards them to even do anything. So even if they were out here, like, what would they be doing? What's the one guy's name though? Pastor Jamal Bryant.
Yes.
I think at one point in time, some of the things he was trying to do and his approach was kind of spot on a little bit, but even he kind of fell off as well. I'm a student of Elijah Muhammad through Minister Farrakhan. You know what I mean? So if I would look to anybody to do anything in the community or to lead the community, it probably would be somebody to come up out of the mosque, out of the Nation of Islam. I just don't think the standard of the Christian church is what the people need to actually be out here in the forefront fighting for us as they were like back in the day during like the civil rights movement.
Kabi.
Okay. The same reason why a white man can go to any national news network as a liberal, as a Democrat, and instantly be catapulted into fame, right? Because there's money in that shit. When you a black man and you talking about black struggle, you just sound like the next nigga. You sound like my uncle. You sound like my pops. So for pastors, it make more sense if I try to be relatable to you. As if you in my church and I say, "Oh, God gonna bless you for that man you've been praying for. If you come give me tithes," I'm more likely to get $1 out of you than if I stand up in front of you and say, "A black man was killed," because the black people in my church who live in a black community that I'm preaching in, y'all gonna be like, I mean, niggas is dying out here every day. What the fuck is you talking about? But if that white liberal go to fucking CNN and say, black man is dying, niggas gonna want to hear him because it's coming from a white man. to the next nigga, you just sound like a nigga complaining about some nigga shit. And I think that's kind of the disconnect we got with the church. Is that we look to the church for leadership instead of looking to the church for what it is. The church is a fucking business. The church is not the church. It's been so far, the church is so far removed from black issues and black shit that we got going on. It's more of a gold mine. If I can stand in front of 1,000 women and say, God gonna send you a man. And then I'm preaching this good ass man, like TD Jakes built his whole fucking community off of woman thou art loose. If I stand in front of you and say, women, you are powerful, you are strong, and then I'm preaching this good ass message for an hour and a half and pass around a collection plate, I'm probably gonna get $1 out of you rather than me sitting in front of you and saying, oh, another black man was killed by a white cop. And y'all gonna be like, I mean, but niggas is killing each other in the hood every day. As opposed to that white man or that white woman going to the fucking news networks and saying, black people are dying. Black people gonna be like, oh, it's a white man speaking out on our behalf. They don't usually do that. Let us go hear what the fuck he talking about. But to a black man, if I'm speaking about black issues, I'm just another nigga speaking about the same shit that you going through.
So, are y'all saying we can't even count on the black church either?
No,
not today.
The black church is a money grab. Listen, Dawgface, you can agree with me if you grew up in Detroit. It's about 5 mega churches in Detroit. Everything within a 1-mile radius of those mega churches is fucking ghetto hood shit. And these is all people that they monopolize off of.
I wrote a book called Add, Subtract, Multiply, and Divide.
Yep.
Right? And in that book, I specifically talk about on every other corner of the city of Detroit, you have 2 things: a liquor store and a church. There are over 3,000 registered churches in the city of Detroit right now in 2026. There are more registered black churches from the small mom and pop storefronts to the mega churches with 30, 40, 50,000 members, right? There are more registered black churches in the city of Detroit right now than there has ever been at any other time in history. And there have been more churches. The population of Detroit, according to the census, is a little bit over 600,000. So we have declined from a million plus to under 600,000 in the last 30 years. In the decline of the citizen of the population, the churches have grown exponentially. But you have more churches and more men and people of God with fewer people to have to address and impact, but yet the condition of the people living in the city is worse than ever.
Listen, Zeke from New Era. I don't want to keep going back to this, but Zeke from New Era. How many churches do that nigga got? No. 0. But he in the community, boots on the ground. You can't do shit to a black person in Detroit without Zeke in New Era getting on your ass. Absent of the church. The church is a money grab in the black community because the church preys on what the black community hopes. It preys on our hopes, our aspirations, and our dreams. It preys on our hopes to be something better, to do something better. So when it comes to a black boy dying, that's just another, because at the same time that Tamir Rice died by the hands of police, another young nigga his age died at the hands of another black man or another black kid. So for the church, it's a money grab. The church don't give a fuck about what's going on in the economy. The church know that, listen, the Chinese people gonna open a Chinese store and black people gonna go eat from that Chinese restaurant. The same way they're gonna come to this church and they're gonna give tithes. The black church is gonna keep presenting hope because they're gonna keep saying, oh, when you die, this is what's important. When you die, when you go to the afterlife, this is what's the most important. Fuck your grandson and your great-grandson and your next 10 generations. Nigga, when you die, what do you want to do? And that's what the church preys on. The church don't prey on what's necessary for the black community to thrive because ain't no money in that shit. Ain't no money in the black. If I make it out of my hood and I make $100 million, I'm not fucking coming back to Detroit to give churches money. But if this bitch get $700 on welfare every month, and I know that she got to give me 10%, and she gonna give me $70 every month, and I got 10 bitches that's gonna give me $70 every month because they hopeful, that's more lucrative than me saying, oh, another black kid died. Because black kids die every day where we come from.
Are we saying that okay, let me ask this question then. And this isn't, I'm not either way, whatever, ain't no right or wrong questions on it. I just want to know, like, so are we saying that there's no place in the black community for the black church anymore?
So
No,
watch
it's
this,
not.
right? It's not. Watch this, right? Like the church is where the spirit's at, right? So when a preacher get to preaching, he's actually, if he's preaching with a godly a spirit, then he's going to connect with people in there trying to get their spirit together, right?
Right.
The reason why them churches are suffering is because that preacher is preaching on that podium, but he ain't connecting with them spirits no more, bro. So they starting to see that, yeah, he get up there, he preach, he do all that hooping and yelling, but it ain't sticking no more. It ain't sticking no more because it's not genuine. And you really not you titillating the spirit, but you're not connecting with the spirit. You know what I mean? And that's why they start that's why the attendance is starting to dwindle, and this is why they take offerings 2-3 times throughout the
And they take them over the phone. They take that shit over the phone too.
all throughout the service, right? And it's just a hustle now. So at the end of the day, they know that their words are empty.
Yeah.
That's just like a female keep letting the man tell her that he loves her. He loves her. Yeah, she's stimulated. But then she stopped being so stimulated. She started wanting to see the actions that supposed to come with it. Because that's what love is. Love is an action word. Like, you keep saying it, but there's no action. There's nothing to prove that. She's going to no longer start believing. She's going to stop going to his church or stop even believing in him. You feel me?
The black church is just rap music in a white cloak. The black church and rap music are synonymous because it's duality. It creates duality. If you don't got rap music creating a negative aspect, then you don't got the church creating a positive aspect.
Y'all ain't gonna be coming down on black church like that.
Man, I separated myself from the black church over. That's why I practice E5.
Y'all ain't gonna be teaming up on the Holy Trinity like that. I can't go for that.
Man, you look at how the pastors is preaching now. These niggas is going in there with earrings and they got straight back cornrows and they crispy. And these niggas look like the pastors look like the rappers.
The choir damn near twerking.
I swear to God. That's why I left the church. I left the black church over 10 years ago. And what's worse is you would go to a black church and they got a picture of a white Jesus hanging and they want you to pray to a white ass Jesus. That shit don't in and of itself don't even make sense.
Jesus white?
So up to the government. That's right.
Was Jesus white?
Man, if Jesus was white, then I'm a woman. What's up? If Jesus was white, then I'm a woman.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Now you're playing with my intelligence. It's a picture of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man hanging up in every black church damn near.
And that man was there during slavery. He was there during slavery, Jim Crow, civil rights, and that nigga ain't intervened not one time.
So Jesus' job ain't to intervene. Jesus' job is to inspire you to intervene on your own behalf.
Jesus ain't inspired not a fuck ass thing that came out of the black community.
I need you to apologize.
Jesus ain't came out. No, you told me I ain't gotta apologize. Listen, Jesus ain't intervened with a fuck ass thing that came out of the black community. The Bible, it's an old black proverb. It said, or it's an old Native American proverb. It said that when the white man came to the Americas, they had the Bible and we had the land. By the time they gave us the Bible, we had the Bible and they had the land. The white people Black people don't got no place in Christianity. That's my belief. Black people ain't got no place in Christianity. It's not for you. Christianity is a construct that was created by white people to strip black people of their identity. Who the fuck you gonna tell me that it was black people? It was Middle Eastern people named Mary and Joseph, and that these niggas welcomed the Messiah and they get the no. I'm sorry. The black church is do just as much damage to the black community as hip hop and all of those other constructs. That's my belief. I'm not sorry for that. The black church been here for as long as slavery been here, and we ain't progressed under the black church. Not a fucking lick. Black leaders have progressed. TD Jakes progressed. All these black niggas who come out and Al Sharpton progressed, but the black community as a whole has not progressed under black Christian leadership.
You doing too much. You doing too much white Jesus hating for me.
Hey, well,
I don't like.
Hey, go to a white church and put up a black Jesus. Go to a white church and put up a black Jesus and see how empty.
Anti white man hating for me.
Hey, go to a white church and put up a nigga that look like me and see how fast they empty that bitch out. It ain't gonna be nada.
You like a robber. I would leave too.
Hey.
I think like amongst us though, we can't have this type of conversation because I think we all on the same level.
Yes,
we are. This religious thing, right? But one of the things that I was taught inside the mosque is that we got to meet our people where they at, though. You know, so we ain't gonna be able to get everybody up out of the church mind state, right? But that don't mean that we can't help them and give them the knowledge that they need to, you know what I mean, be productive as well. Some people gonna stay in the church.
Both of y'all Muslim? Dawgface and y'all both Muslim?
I'm a student of the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan.
I'm a student.
Islam is the black version of Christianity. It's the black version of Christianity.
Not the nation, but
no.
We can say Christianity is a variation of the schools that they taught in Kemet as well. Though they stole it, you know what I mean. So I mean, there's always been religion from. I mean, and we ain't gonna necessarily call it religion, but there's always been some type of deity worship since the beginning of time. Yeah, for sure.
So here's what I want to say. I get you. I feel.
But you know what? But you know what though? You a Mason, right?
Yeah.
So it's stuff in them. It's stuff in them books that we're gonna let you read that. But it's things that was taught also that was taught to me as well as Dawgface that you didn't receive.
Freemasonry is deeply rooted. Freemasonry is deeply rooted in Christianity. Right. So in this, I can talk about this. So Freemasonry is deeply rooted in Christianity, right? So in order to even obtain certain degrees in Freemasonry, you have to sign and acknowledge that you're willing to uphold Christianity. You have to sign admitting that you are a Christian in Freemasonry. Before we open anything in the lodge, the first thing we open is the Holy Bible. Freemasonry is deeply rooted in Christianity.
So this is what we know. So when it comes to the teachings, when it comes to being a student, I've studied everything from the life of Hiram Abiff, the master builder, to everything else. So we ain't gonna turn this into a religious conversation.
But you know Hiram Abiff.
But we when it comes to the condition of black people in this country, or black people throughout the world for that matter, we have issues and problems that can't solely be addressed by any particular religion, because I don't care if you're a Christian or a Muslim, a Hindu, I don't care if you're agnostic. The problems that we have as a people, they transcend whatever your religious beliefs are, because the people who are in control, the people who want to see you destroyed or displaced, or the people who want to see you disconnected from anything spiritual, those people don't give a fuck what you say your religious affiliation is, just like they don't give a fuck what your political affiliation is. They don't care, because to you, the people who don't like you and I, the people who want to see you and I destroyed, they don't give a fuck if you what you call yourself. You can call yourself a Baptist, you can call yourself Episcopalian, you can call yourself whatever. They don't care. They have their hatred for you, it oversees anything that you profess to be with your mouth.
That's
so
right. You welcome over there, really.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing.
Unless you come over here to be a slave, you ain't even welcome to their world. So ass kicking ain't gonna get you no success.
Yeah, I actually don't believe in nothing. Like I don't believe in no
practice
type of
E5,
nothing.
man. I got back to my roots. I practice hoodoo. Hoodoo is what our ancestors practiced. Ifa is the only religion that Black people brought with us through slavery. So I practice Ifa. I talk to the Orishas. That's what I believe. I believe in God, but the whole construct of like Jesus and that it's gonna be a white man that part the clouds and come back and save us after this nigga done ignored us for hundreds of years. I can't get down with it. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
no one
I
believes that. They don't even push that program no more. They know no one believes.
I can't get down with no Abrahamic religion. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. I can't. Especially when you read the Bible, and it is off topic, but when you read the Bible and these niggas was marrying 10-year-old girls and offering up 10-year-old virgins, it's just fucked up. You know, as a whole, and it speaks to the culture of the people that created it. We want
Let
the
me ask
people
you
that
a question,
created this shit.
Javi. So listen. So let's have a conversation. We're going to end it on this, but let's end it with a bang. When it comes to the conditions of Black people in this country, that's really all I'm concerned about. If I talk about what's happening with anybody else outside of our nation of people, I'm only talking about it in reference to how it affects us or how it can help us, right?
Mhm.
We're living in a time where it doesn't matter what your religious inclination is. It doesn't matter. When you look at all the issues that we have been talking about, when you look at all of the hot button issues in Black America, none of those issues have anything to do with religion. All of those issues have something to do with how we as a people deal with each other and how we have been tricked, and duped into being exactly what Willie Lynch wanted us to be. Right? I'm a firm believer that just because we do something to ourselves and just because we may have negative interactions amongst ourselves, it doesn't mean that disqualifies us from pointing out what somebody who's not from our culture or who are not from our nation is doing to us. I think that we need to come back and have a conversation about Black people and how we treat each other. And because the only way that we can get out of our perilous decline is by changing ourselves and becoming self-governing bodies. We can't find our redemption in anybody else. There's nobody, including Jesus, including Muhammad. There's nobody coming back to save us from ourselves, right? If we have to choose to walk the straight path. We have to choose to love each other and to care about each other and to nurture each other. But I feel like that the systems that were put in place to divide and conquer us have worked so well that now we are a people, we don't even recognize each other. There's no connectivity between us anymore. There's no common thread between Black people. That's why you have so many Black people who are so willing to sell out and sell each other out and sell our causes out. I believe that we are in trouble. And like you said it earlier, we're not all gonna make it. What that means to me is, right, is that we're not all going to make it. And so if I know that we're all not going to make it, there has to be a separation, because the people who want to make it but are not scheduled to make that goddamn plane, they're not going to allow you to walk off into the sunset and leave them behind. They're going to try to drag you down with them. And that's what we see happening in the communities that we live in right now. There are Black people who are trying to tear each other down to prevent them from having or achieving or accomplishing anything worth talking about. So I think that's the next conversation we need to have. What do we do for ourselves? Hey, listen, our biggest enemies in 2026 is us.
When Noah built the ark, Noah built that ark knowing that some motherfuckers was gonna drown and die.
Yes.
And that's what we gotta do. We gotta build the ark knowing that some of us gonna get on this bitch and some of us is not.
Yes.
And whoever is not gonna get on this bitch, you stay where you at. And those of us that are gonna get on this bitch, we gonna figure it out. But everybody's who's not willing to make that, because the flood is coming. The flood is coming. It's gonna wipe us out again. Everybody who's willing to drown or not to see the vision or not to believe, y'all gonna have to stay there and drown. And those of us who are building the ark and that's gonna get on this bitch 2 by 2 until the flood is over. We have to put it out our minds, all the motherfuckers who, because it's gonna be brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles and grandmas and daddies and mamas who we gonna have to leave behind. And we gotta put it out our mind that we leaving behind our daddy and we leaving behind our brother and we gotta put it out our mind that I'm choosing to get on this bitch and you choosing to stay in the flood. And I think that's when we had the next conversation, that's where it has to go. Some people are going to be willing to die to stay in their own ignorance. And some people are going to be willing to live to seek enlightenment. We have to be able to separate, and we have to be willing to separate the two.
Ruler report.
Hey man, I welcome the conversation. Again, like I try not to dive too deep into like the religious thing because that can kind of drive away people. When you're trying to give them a good message, you kind of going at the religion thing, man. Like I said, but I really don't believe in too much. I'm just passing through, man. I'm here for a short time, but at the end of the day, I try to do as much positive outside of what I do on this internet in the community as I can. And the biggest contribution I can get to the community is raising my kids and making sure they ain't out here doing the things that we've been talking about all night tonight. So if everybody did that, I think the Black community would be in a lot better shape than it is today. I think Underdog talked about that earlier too, like about it start with the parents. So, this type of conversation is good, man, because I talk about a bunch of nonsense all day anyway. So it is a breath of fresh air to be able to have these type of adult conversations and really talk about something that's meaningful. I appreciate you, though, for inviting me on over here, man. I appreciate the conversation with y'all two brothers, too.
Underdog, take us out.
I'll say this, man. The objective is for us to get back to one. I don't know if our generation to see it, you know what I mean? But we do have to develop a system, develop a way of life where we can love each other, when we can build with each other, when we can establish with each other. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be a very, very difficult task, but it's definitely a task that has to be committed to, and it has to be married to, and to make that simple to understand. How do you approach that? You approach that by first taking care of yourself, making sure that you are positive, making sure that you teach your kids that the God is really within them. Like every quality that God has is in them, So once we can start teaching our family that, then if we can get that to spread like the bullshit has been spreading, then we're gonna be all right. But like I say, I don't think that our generation will be able to see it. But it's a whole lot of stories, what I'm saying, where people set things in motion that they knew that they wouldn't be able to be here and see, but we are living it right now. Truthfully, yeah, we fucked up. We fucked up, bro. We fucked up. Yes, we are. But we ain't as fucked up as we were in the beginning. You know what I mean? So now, don't get me wrong. It is foolishness. You know what I mean? It is a level of ignorance that we always that we currently dealing with, right? But nevertheless, even this level of bullshit is at a higher level of intelligence than the intelligence was when we was blind, deaf, and dumb. We're not like that no more. We're not blind, deaf, and dumb. We're actually starting to take knowledge and wisdom and trying to find a way to make it understand it. But we are crashing and burning in that course. But hey, just like the kids, we babies in this, man, but we are evolving. It just don't seem like it because we at that stage of the evolution where it has to burn out its chaos first in order for us to instill the order. And where there's no order, it can't help but to be chaos. And that's what's taking place right now. We got some smart niggas that do dumb shit at a very high, smart, dumbass level. You know what I mean? So that has to evolve into where it's back crispy, it's back sincere, it's back godly, how it originally was. Like we've been on this earth longer than any race of people. how do we lose our shit? That's what we got to identify with. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, man, I love you brothers, man. I love these kind of conversations, man. I better can have these motherfucking kind of conversations in my own household. So I got some work to do.
Hey, listen, I want to thank y'all all for coming out. Real Life Unfiltered Podcast, episode 30. Shout out to That Girl Henny. Shout out to Ruler Report. Hey, listen. See, me and Ruler Report, we be messy, man. we be with the mess. You know what I'm saying? So, Ruler, we're going to come back with the messy shit, man, because we try to be on high with the brothers. You hear me?
Yeah.
We got to get to the whack 100s. We got to get into what the fuck going on with academics and motherfucking Charlemagne the God, man. Till next time.
I agree with that, man. It just, I'm just trying to be on the subject matter. Hey, I get messy as
we went to church on a nigga tonight.
Yeah, we closed out with the church. We was a little messy earlier, though.
Let us pray.